Plus, it's
This
already
week
been on the pre-stream for a little bit. Hello, people. Welcome to the archive. We still got people getting ready, so have some fun listening to our pre-game chatter for once.
Wow. I didn't realize it would still roll it on my screen for you, for me, if I was talking to myself.
Do you always talk to yourself?
I do it when I'm testing macros or doing stupid shit.
Hello, self. Does
How are
Henry
you
help?
doing today? Henry is not helpful.
No? Ah.
No, he doesn't respond, so it's not really talking.
Right, but you get the looks at least.
No, he's ignoring me right now.
Aww. See, that's
He's
why I
"You
like.
don't have food. I'm bored with you. Goodbye."
See, that's why I love my cat, because I talk to him and he'll actually meow back at me as I talk to him, like we were trying to communicate somehow.
Right. Not all cats are like that, though.
Yeah,
Have you started learning his language yet?
a little bit. I know which meows means that he's hungry and which meows means that he needs water. I can tell the difference between those at least. And he knows by my tone when I'm talking to him if he should just leave or not.
Get the fuck out of here! Okay, man, I get the hint.
You have the coin.
But I can do I can do like a, and he'll actually come running from like the upstairs rooms. Versus my dogs, which my parents decided not to train at all, and you do anything and they'll just sit there and be like, "You take care of it. I don't care."
Hi, Henry. Lay down. Lay down.
He's hungry.
Henry knows a few tricks.
Yeah?
He knows enough tricks.
Can he do your taxes?
No. He's
Well,
not very good at math.
He's getting there, I guess. Hey, buddy.
He's not very good at math.
He's probably better than my brother.
Spin. Spin. Henry, spin. Spin. No? Okay, no spin. Spin.
His head's going forward, but his butt's not
Spin.
following.
There you go.
Hey!
He did it. Good job. He's trying really hard, guys.
He's doing his best.
He would do better if I did it with a treat in my hand.
Ah, I see.
That seems ridiculous.
Positively ridiculous.
Mm.
Man, see me.
Yeah. High five.
Oh, I never reset my stuff.
Here.
But technically, we haven't gotten arrested.
High five. Good boy. High five. Yeah.
Yeah. Get it, Henry.
Right on. Okay.
So Jay, are you excited to see what kind of hijinks we got you into last week?
Oh boy, I heard about.
Hey, Xander.
Okay. I will feed him another treat. Unless you want this one to count, Xander. No. Don't lick it. Wait. Wait. Okay. Wait. Go. There you go, dog. He's pretty patient.
Yeah.
Dog. Are we waiting on anyone?
Caleb is finishing up.
No, I'm good. I was just waiting for you guys to get the talking conversation out.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Sorry, I was baiting Henry into camera.
No, it's all good. I know you guys. It's good to get some talking out, so it's not trying to overflow during the session. So I don't mind. I enjoy hearing what's going on in your guys' lives, seeing how everybody's day is going. Right?
Doggo.
Yeah.
So I stayed up until 2 a.m. playing ESO. It's a bad idea. Me getting back into any sort of MMO.
Yeah, I played an MMO for a very long time. Took a lot of time.
Yep.
Mine was Ragnarok.
Ooh, RO1 or 2?
1. I mean, this was like 15 years ago.
Took
That's
5
okay.
years of my life.
I have absolutely maxed RO1 multiple times. Like, I've played and then I've stopped and then I've started over like the next year and then do it again. And it was a process, like a cycle that always
Yeah.
happened.
No,
RO
I
is still a lot
really
of fun.
like that game. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not like Ragnarok 2.
When your whole
I never really
generation
played that
is on
one.
a new server.
It was
Great.
not good.
It was poop.
It was poop.
I used to play
Like-
RuneScape like crazy back when I was young, to the point where I actually had a couple of the 99 skill capes.
I was
That-
talking with someone and I had to explain to them what an adventure quest was, and I'm like, oh god. Like, oh no. Alright.
I wasn't as bad as my cousin though. He went hardcore and got, I think, about 60% of the skills to the point where he had skills capes. And he was like a member, so I hit all those extra skills too. And I was just like, okay, I'm never gonna get that good. I'll just do the ones that I really like the smithing and the mining and stuff. I don't
That's
know why,
fair.
but that was like the most satisfying thing for me with playing RuneScape.
Put far too many
mean,
hours into
yeah.
RuneScape. Mostly PvP.
Yeah.
All right.
Level
You
five.
guys ready?
And then RO.
Yes, we are ready.
All right.
Rubik, can you talk for a little bit? I think you're a little quiet.
I'm
Rubik's
probably
always
a little
quiet.
quiet because my mic sucks and I need a new one and I need a new headset, but my mic is attached to my headset and my headset costs more than I'd like to pay for a new headset, so these are words and I'm continuing to talk until I'm told to shut up for sound noise things and
You're
fair
good. If you can get closer to the
fair enough.
mic, it would be appreciated. But because I got you boosted all the way in Discord, but
I literally can't get closer to the mic. Like,
Okay.
It's like right outside my mouth.
Shove it in your mouth.
It's 2 settings. It's this
I
or him
just chew
breathing.
on
You,
it.
you hear every breath.
Yeah. Fair,
Every
just
breath you
just
take.
It's a terrible
buy
thing.
just buy a standalone mic, like a small one.
That would be good. Definitely wouldn't hear all the things in the background.
You can tune that out. That is a
Mm,
thing.
I'm just adjusting some audio levels. You should be good. I just don't be surprised if I don't hear you say something, because you're really quiet on my end for some reason.
Well, once I drink a little, I normally get louder.
All right, I'll have a few
No.
whiskeys and we'll be good then.
As you drink more, actually, what happens is that you drink, and then your mic moves away from you as you get louder, so you actually get quieter.
Great.
Well, I think I'm all
Well,
set.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let us roll, sir.
Good to go.
If we are the streamers good? Kuuretsu and Carnes, you guys good? You guys rolling?
Yep,
Yes,
I had some
sir.
audio issues, but I'm good now.
All right. Well, we will start
Are you-
over.
are you-
Or we will start up with our intros.
Can we play the song "Riding Dirty" for our intro?
Riding Dirty. I don't have that in my playlist. Can you send that to me?
I got that. Hold
I'll
on.
not get a copyright strike.
Is that free? Is that under free music? I'm not. I don't see it in my playlist.
I mean, it's free for me.
You say Riding Dirty?
Yep.
I'm fairly certain that's a major copyright strike.
Right.
Is that an orc folk song or who sings this?
I
Gnomes?
believe it's a goblin song.
Goblins. Oh, that makes more sense. Riding Dirty.
The
Okay.
singers certainly look like goblins to me.
All right.
Huh.
Wow.
All right.
I'm just gonna drink my coffee.
Good idea. All right.
Yeah, Jay. How about that song now?
Oh, do you guys actually really want me to play it?
No, it's okay. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we will do. We'll do intros now. So we'll start off at the top of the list as usual. We will start off with Carnes.
Hello. those on Kuuretsu's and those watching the archive. I am Karns in Discord, Lord Kirov everywhere else if you're looking.
You cut off.
Totally cut off.
Yeah.
You were Lord Kirov and then nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like Lord Kirov every.
I am Lord Kirov everywhere but Discord. Technically in Discord as well, but in Round Stump I'm Karns. I am the group's archivist for whatever group D&D group or whatever wants their games archived. I'll put them on my Twitch channel for people who look back on it. But I also play Bashir, our kobold ranger, the angry old man of the group. I don't know. That's all I got.
All right, the angry old man kobold in the group. We have next up we have Rubik.
You caught Rubik with his mouth full. I'm eating.
Perfect.
I'm Rubik.
I was.
I am the dwarf paladin.
I mean, this is accurate.
I'm also a barbarian. I get angry sometimes, and when things make me mad.
Thanks, make me
I wasn't prepared at all for an intro, and so this is what you get in this shit show.
All that made me think of is people die when you kill them.
People die.
They die when I hit them with sharp things. Sometimes, most of the time, kind of a lot of the time, and they may or may not often or sometimes always be royalty. But I'm one of the good guys, and I'm leader of this group, kind of. That's me, Rubik. Super fair.
So is that why you didn't kill the Cyclops? Because he wasn't royalty?
He wasn't royalty. He was just like an underling. Like, why would I kill him?
So he's the lost prince of all Cyclops.
Yeah.
I'm now very
You have to
fearful
go
for our
back.
pixie friend.
Rubik's like, we gotta go back. I gotta finish the job.
Rubik's tried to avoid the royalty pixie, but he just keeps bugging us. And I mean, things land as they may.
I get it. Bugging. Because he's a bug.
Oh god.
No.
And next we have Jay.
Food of puns.
King of puns.
Killer.
Hi, I'm Jay. I play Scritch, Goblin Cleric. He likes to do stupid things. He's a devout follower of the god Skirt. Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, and then next up we have Retsu.
Yeah. I'm Kuuretsu on here and on Twitch and on here is Twitch. On Twitch and on Discord. And I play Rask, who had a string of really good luck last week, which means that it's gonna be shit this week. Back to the norm. He is a fairly large lizard folk with unique coloring that doesn't quite understand what all of the peoples are doing. Yeah, I hit things and I stop them from moving. That's my job. And occasionally heal.
Every once in a while.
Just once in a while.
All right, and then we have Phoenix.
Hi, I play Jack. He's basically a machine horse for Scritch. And carries Scritch around on his shoulder. And also follows Skirt and is a big metal guy. And likes to hit things with his great axe or steal things from little children that have people inside. But that's about it.
All right, and then I am Runark in Discord, and I am Ivan Lionheart in the campaign. I am a human alchemist artificer. I like to concoct elemental bombs and alchemical items and help support in combat by trying to disable others or buff up our friends or, things like that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ivan, the alchemist. All right, so we got everybody down with their background and their little intro that they have there. I'm the DM. My name is Caleb Staler. You can call me Wolfgang. My online tag. Been DMing for quite a long time and playing for even longer. I do this whenever I can and try to do it online as much as I can because people don't usually have the opportunity. So this is my group, my number one group that I've been DMing for a while now, for a little over 2 years, and yeah, it's been going pretty well so far. So we'll see how the rest of it goes if they survive. With the whole deal. No TPK, right, guys?
TPK. Oh,
But
Only if it's in glorious combat.
there we go. Right?
Nope, it's just gonna be through poison. All right. For no reason other than it was annoying.
Scritch is gonna cut himself shaving.
Probably.
Could definitely see that happening. But thank you for the intros, guys. Much appreciated. And thank you for our streamers as always. Kuuretsu and Carnes, we greatly appreciate your guys' extra efforts and making it a better experience for everybody. So thank you again. And we'll get started with a initiative roll and go over what happened last time with the Bone Collectors.
I'm gonna keep eating, so it'll skip me.
Wow, Dan. Ferrum, Rubik, whatever you want to be called.
Wow.
Old man. No, I'm kidding. Oh man.
Fuck you guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
I thought we were
was
friends.
right. I was right. My luck is gonna be absolute shit this time.
Hey, you're getting it out of the way early.
I hope you all
Yeah,
roll ones and
maybe.
die terrible deaths, and Rubik sails off into the sunset, leaving your
With no one to
corpses
run the
rotting
ship.
on the dock.
Just by yourself, no one to run the ship. Okay.
Killing Rubik, he tried
That's
to eat
correct.
him.
Don't need anybody else.
Of
All right.
course.
Jack is the winner.
I'm gonna be honest. I remember what I did, but that's about all I remember.
Just
Well,
go for what you did.
That's okay. I mean, that like I said before, we I think this happened a while ago. But if you want to go over what you did and the best of what you can recall of anything else, you're more than welcome to. And obviously, the rest of the experience can go up to whoever wants to finish it in and fill in the blanks. That's kind of the whole thing of it. So it's up to you if you want to or not. It's you don't have to.
If not, it goes to Bashir.
So Bashir, you're gonna be filling in a lot.
Go ahead, dude. Whatever you want.
I remember this much. Jack and God damn it, Rubik landed outside of a house. Well, Jack landed outside of a house with birds all over him, and Rubik appeared inside of a house on their dining room table while they were getting ready to eat. And promptly attacked the man who slapped him awake by biting off his finger.
Almost biting off his finger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
almost biting off his finger. Sorry, I thought he
Let's
did.
not
bite it off.
spread false information.
Afford the injuries correctly.
Yeah, sorry. And then Jack went inside after taming the dog that was outside barking at him. Rubik and Jack started eating some food and thanking the family, which Rubik paid the man of the household very handsomely for. Jack decided to go find Scritch, went to the house next door. They did not answer and did not believe that he was the mayor of the town. So he got upset and threw their broom into their yard. Went to a different house, which had a little girl inside, and she wanted to have a tea party with Jack. Rubik shortly came after and knocked on the door and was talking to her. During this time, Jack realized that there was a pixie stuck inside of a tea kettle. The mother came to the door and apologized to Rubik, and Jack took the tea kettle and left with Rubik. Running down the road a little bit out of view, opened up the tea kettle and let the pixie out. I forget his name, but he's the king of the forest, or prince of the forest. Which one is it?
Prince of the Pixies. I'll let
Prince
you
of
know.
the Pixies.
Prince.
Damn
Oh.
it.
Well, either way, Prince of the Pixies. Jack then saw Scritch and it was Carnes, correct? That were in the back of the caravan?
Bashir, yes.
Yeah, sorry, Bashir. So he took off after the caravan, and the pixie granted us 2 wishes, and then Rubik started talking to someone, and we tried to convince the pixie to come with us across the sea, and he said he needed his wand, so he sent Scritch back to the person's house since he didn't want to go back and be accused of stealing her pixie that was in a kettle. And that's about all I remember.
Okay. No, you did a really good job. Thank you for filling in most of yours and Rubik's story for the most part. Bashir, if you'd like to take over anything else, or if anybody else wants to voluntarily fill in the blanks.
Yeah, go ahead, Bashir. I mean, I can add in a few things, but go ahead.
No, I can fill in a decent chunk. I actually took really good notes last time. Well, relative to what I normally take.
Brag about it.
So yeah, Jack got his story pretty good, from what I can remember as well. Rask appeared in the hold of the ship in the cove that you can kind of see right there, and initially I think he tried to like sneak out, but as soon as he was caught, he just struck up a conversation with a guy who was just turned down by, I assume, this is player assumption hooker. I don't know. I couldn't tell from the conversation.
No, not a hooker.
Okay, that's me misinterpreting it, because that's what I have in my notes for some reason.
Okay.
Hey, you believe what you believe.
Sure, maybe she's a hooker on the side.
She said something about the captain of her ship, so I assume that she's from a different boat or something like that, and they see each other very infrequently. But Rask found, I believe his name was Marco or Mako, because I have both.
Yeah, I have both as well.
It is Marco.
Marco? Okay, so the first one's right. Oh, I get rid of that one. We never really learned his exact position on the boat, but he started talking with Rask, and it almost got to the point where they were about to go and leave drinks without him even asking Rask's name or why he was on the boat. And then the cook, Dwarfin? Dolphin?
Yeah, he's
Dovin.
Dovin.
Okay, I have W instead of V. I must hit the wrong key. Somehow.
His
I don't
name
know.
is Dovin, and he is a dwarf, and he is the cook.
Yes,
of the
he's the cook. He found them, and he's like, "Wait, what the heck's going on?" And Rask's uncanny social abilities got him off the ship and heading back into town without anybody, getting mad or anything like that. On his way, he found Ivan, who apparently had been teleported onto the top of a pile of fish and what I assume was a local trawler or something of that sort. And they immediately had called the Wardens, which are a sort of mercenary group, not necessarily the guard, but they've been hired into that position for so long they just are synonymous with the town guard almost.
Yeah, they kind of filled in the blank, and they've got along with this kingdom for so long that they just kind of melded to one.
Yeah, but so the Wardens were coming to come pick up Ivan when Rask showed up and vouched for him, and so they got out of that without any much issue. The Wardens, of course, still escorted them back to the main guardhouse just because there's weird shit happening, people teleporting into town. We need to figure that out, obviously. Bashir, teleported into the middle of the street, was met by a kindly warden who just was like, "Are you okay?" Bashir was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine," and started walking away to find Scritch off in the distance, getting pulled away by several wardens into a paddy wagon after having just ransacked like a local, I think, general store or something like that. After chugging like several potions and some cookies.
Yeah.
Initially, Bashir had planned to follow the carriage and maybe possibly even break Scritch out. But the second he turned around, he ran into another warden who was not as forgiving and immediately shackled him and threw him in the paddy wagon with Scritch. And so Scritch and Bashir were sitting in the lockup for a little bit before Jack and Rubik ran up, telling the wardens who on the way that Scritch has a medical condition that might cause him to be unsafe to be in buildings, in a sense. And thankfully, they immediately believed us, as Bashir was just about planning his escape route. The wardens came in and let us out. Yeah, I wouldn't say for general populace. It's Scritch plus his whatever curse thing he's got going on, so I don't know if we should just bury him in the Marianas Trench or what. But at that point, the entire group got together finally because we were all there. Rubik informed the wardens about the current situation with all the demons and everything, because apparently they hadn't been getting really any. Well, we're like, what, you said like several months, like 6 to 8 months away from where we were initially teleported, right? Something like that?
Your 3 months travel, like, from where you guys originally were within the human kingdoms, you're as far north as you can go in Zaldine, where the human kingdoms end.
Okay, I don't know where I got 6 to 8 months from. But yeah, we're a decent ways away from where we got teleported from, and so they obviously didn't have, there's no high-speed internet or anything. It's medieval, whatever times. And so they hadn't heard any of this stuff. And so in exchange, everybody in the group that had any issues with the wardens at that point, got everything cleared, from what I understand. And Rubik, even through his suave nature, was able to get them to grant us passage on a ship, although we haven't really gotten the specifics on that. And we sent word to their heads of government as well, via the local guard captain or warden captain or whatever. Also, I'm fairly certain that several wardens believe that Ivan and Rask have a child because of how they interacted with Masuma. That's about all I can remember via my notes and off the top of my head. Oh, Silver Scale Merchant Guild is what from the boat, I believe, that they were on.
Correct.
The boat that Rask ended up on?
Yeah, they are the servant scale. Yeah, I have Marco Sailor for the Silver Scale Merchant Guild.
Correct.
Good. And the Pixie's full name is Toradel.
Toradel, yes, the Pixie Prince Toradel.
Mm-hmm.
Did he say that I saw Dev in the jail?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
I forgot about that entirely. Yeah.
Well, I had a nice, interesting conversation with Dev in the jail. Who he was trying to get out of there, and I just kept like poking holes in all of his like things that he was trying to lie about.
You were shutting him down so hard I couldn't stop from laughing.
He asked that I get him out, and I told him, well, I'll put in a good word with the people who captured you. He's like, well, you could easily just get. I was like, I know I can, but I'm gonna do it like this. We're gonna go this route with it, and then I just like walk away from him.
Yeah, you kind of leave him in suspense. Is there anything else anybody would like to add?
The knot hooker is a tabaxi. I think she's a navigator for either the ship that I was on or for a different ship. But
That's very
her name is Asriel.
Yes.
I assume she's on her ship, which is the Silver Scale one.
Yes.
Because she closed the door and that was her room.
Yep.
And Dovin knew of the Grand Seer. I mean, I guess everyone knows of the Grand Seer. All of the human kingdoms have a Grand Seer, but he knew specifically about Helion, the one that sent us.
Yeah.
And the captain of the ship is named Gerard or Gemini Gerard
Yep, they call him. His name is Gerard, or they call him Gemini Gerard.
because he has
A fake eye that is
Yeah.
gem, a beautiful gem.
yes.
No, very good notes, guys. Is there anything else, Retsu?
Vree also came with us. Vree was with us at the Warden Tower after being the last one to be caught.
Yeah.
She was very upset because the halflings were very nice about catching her. Specifically one halfling.
He was being a little flirty.
Yeah, we met with, or half of the party met with the Great Warden of Harrowhelm. I think it's the Great Warden. Anyway, the one that Rubik used force of personality with to get us.
Yeah, she's a paladin as well, and she often trusts paladins quite quickly, so it was easy for Rubik to sway her mind, and also very put her in a panic when he told her the news of a bomb.
Yeah, the bomb, and then the whole demons invading thing, and us.
Yeah, a lot of information all at once for one human mind to kind of bear, and you guys are all kind of like, I just picture Rubik like chewing jerky as he's saying this, and like everybody else is kind of itching their armpit, looking around like it's just normal like activity for you guys, and it's like this is like the end of the world for them.
I also bought gloves from a soldier for Scritch.
Yes, you did.
Off of a halfling because I was like, your hands look about the same size.
Oh boy, if I sell these, I won't have gloves. But
Yeah, that was a fun interaction.
And then I told Scritch they were special riding gloves to help him stay on Jack better.
I mean,
Yeah.
so he was riding
like,
gloves.
He does not. Didn't know.
They're riding gloves, so you weren't lying.
Yeah, that's true. I can't remember what we were trying to convince Scritch about, and then I just kept failing. I rolled 2 natural ones for that.
To come back to get food.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Right,
to come back.
you were offering him food, but he wouldn't believe you.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was running off to go retrieve the pixie's wand.
Yes.
Without anyone else.
Yes.
Yeah, Dev was imprisoned for stealing fish and then killing a fisherman for confronting him about stealing fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the wardens think that Bashir is a baby dragon and it's gone to his head.
Yes, that is true as well. They actually there's talk of the town of a baby red dragon.
To the point where I think I had him label himself as Lord of Dragons in the correspondence.
Yeah, you guys signed a treaty. They're like an agreement, not a treaty, but like a short agreement with the warden, and that's where the whole like in paper and writing we're allowed to commandeer a ship basically, or like get on a ship for free.
Yeah, they're gonna pay. The wardens are gonna pay for you to get onto a ship.
Yes.
And the thing we signed was that for the bone collectors to repay the wardens,
Mm-hmm.
and that we signed it like my name and then as a witness to Bashir.
Yeah, so the Great Warden, she trusted you very much, Rubik. She saw a lot of faith in you guys. You rolled very well with your persuasion, and she fully trusts the Bone Collectors, and it's heard great word of what you guys have done, and has even met the original group you guys are now going after in this current mission of yours. So
there is one more thing, and it was about the pixie. He said that Jack asked for a magical item because he couldn't think of anything else before asking if he could go across the sea with us. And he said that the nearest one was in a forest a few days' travel from here.
Yeah, the forest that the pixie lives in. He knows of a couple artifacts that would lie within his forest, and he would be happy to
lead us there.
Yes, yeah, at least lead Jack there. He doesn't really care about the rest of you guys. He just really owes this debt to Jack. Or Rubik, whoever seems to take up the
Come on.
It's because of what his father taught. This is not a normal thing for pixies, but it is what his father upholds as a standard.
Yes, his father said that we always keep treaties with humanoids, or else they basically feel they would face a wrath unlike any other.
Didn't he? I can't remember if this was stated yet, but the reason that why the pixie can't go with us is because he said his magic is tied to the forest. So like
Yes.
even if they were able to choose the the protection spell, whatever he would have done, it would have like gone off us as soon as we got out of range. So that's why he went
Yes.
for the magic items instead.
Yep. Yeah, he said my I only have so much range. Sorry, I only have this much vacuum cord.
Yeah.
Name was... Oh, go ahead.
The last thing is that most of us don't like the pixie because he won't shut up.
Yes, he is just nonstop talking about his forest and how much he kind of printed that little. He talked for 6 hours.
Listen. Hey, listen.
Not
Yeah.
even hey, listen. It's just like listen.
Look, listen, look.
The
If you don't
princess-
listen, I'm gonna leave. Yeah.
Okay.
That's basically all I have on him. He did.
Well, thank you very much. No, that was very well done. You guys took some very good notes. Especially with a lot going on, it was kind of chaotic. So I'm glad you guys got a lot of that down. So well done, and we will get started.
I can't add anything or no?
If you'd like to add something, of course, Rubik. I'm sorry.
Sure. The Prince of the Pixies' name was Toradol.
Yes.
He's been trapped for approximately 2 weeks in the teapot.
Yes, he's been trapped in there for a very long time. For a pixie of that size and that stature, he's been trapped in there for a long time, and by a little halfling girl, which is kind of funny.
And then the wardens, they were contracted to the Empire of Horrelhelm, which is where we're currently located.
Yes.
Within. And that it's been like a contract over several generations, and it's kind of ended up with like a continuation of that contract, that they are still an independent organization, similar to the Bone Collectors, is that they're a mercenary guild.
Yes.
But they're just contracted to like police all these cities within Horrelhelm.
Yeah, they police the northern section of Harrowhelm, the very northern tip, because of the frequent activity of what they have. They're not a big group, but they actually have very strong ties with their members. They're very loyal, so they only allow members that have passed a very long and vigorous test. So they don't just accept anybody. But they definitely gained your guys' respect. They love the Bone Collectors and what you guys stand for so far. So.
And also, as a player, I'm very disappointed that nobody got the pun when Rubik threw money at his problems. When he pegged the old man with a fistful of gold.
I killed an old man with gold, so it made me have a flashback.
Well, no, I didn't want him to call the warden and like become like a large issue, so I threw money at it. Get it? You throw money at your problem. Oh, never mind. Yeah. All right, we can start now. You all suck.
I laughed. I just didn't want to disrupt the session. You know,
I didn't laugh.
I did not laugh.
It's
I laughed at the
hilarious,
situation,
man.
but I didn't realize it was intended as a pun.
I did not.
We all appreciate Rubik. Thank you.
Suck.
You all suck.
I wasn't
Ew,
here. They
golf
can't
clap.
yell at me.
He was prepping that joke for 3
Strictly
weeks.
my only friend.
Oh yeah, random fact. I gave drinks to the 2 people that I ran into on the ship, and neither of them neither of them could handle dwarven
Yeah.
drinks, even though one of them was a dwarf. Oh god, Rubik would probably have
Big
had a fit.
disappointment.
Yeah. And also, Farum, Papa Wolf says, make better jokes.
It was a pun. It wasn't a joke.
You are a joke if you're just only gonna make puns.
Wow. You guys, I have to accept it because I'm an asshole to you all the time. But you really cut deep with your remarks to me sometimes.
It's only for justice.
Rubik, just go to a Bardic college and learn some new jokes.
Rubik's going to take a sabbatical from the Bone Collectors and join the Bardic College.
You'll come back
Go
with
on.
more tattoos.
He needs some more singers.
I mean, you can literally become the Barbarian then.
Too late for that.
You could though.
Could, but I've already taken a 3rd class.
It's fine. That's what you say. Anyway, that is our recap.
I mean, a 1 level dip I can sing on stream would be great. Everybody would love it so much, I'm sure.
I will be sure to mute.
in combat, my 6-second turn turns into a 4-minute song.
4-minute ballad about God.
Look,
Uh,
you know you're a good
it's really
bard
not
when
that
you
you-
actually have a full song for every spell.
Before the streaming thing happened, I attempted to sing some things that I can't actually wrote, but it turned out awful, so I stopped.
I mean, I think you should keep going. I did enjoy them.
Karns, if it were bards with a full song per spell, they go to Bardic College and then just learn to speed sing all of it so that it does cast in 6 seconds. Yeah, anyway. You see Dungeons and also Dragons. Hi, Bank.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in and listening to the Round Stump and the Bone Collectors, as well as paying some help for Kuuretsu and Karns' channels. Thanks again for listening in, and we'll get started. We have Jack, who rolled the first initiative, so we'll start off with him. Even though you guys are all together currently, besides Scritch, who is running off to go get the wand of the pixie for Tordal. Yeah, so Jack, you're standing there with Rask and the pixie.
I should probably go get him, huh?
I can't exactly keep up with the little thing.
I'm gonna turn and just sprint after Scrooge.
Okay. The pixie just kind of laughs and then looks at your shoulder, Rask. Would you mind if I sit down, please? I'm quite tired, and your shoulder is very large and muscular.
Rask slightly uncomfortable, but just nods.
Thank you so much.
His left one, because the right one has.
He's kind of such a burden with this crown on my head, you know.
Rask is literally gonna look. Is there a crown on his head?
You can barely see the little tiny, it almost looks like a small tiara that is like perched upon his nicely combed hair.
Is it like the Fairly Odd Parents?
Yes. You almost think it's almost like a twig or something. It's very small on a pixie's head comparatively, and it doesn't shine very well.
Rask is going to squint at it though, but he's just gonna be like, "Is it a crown or is it your head?"
It is crown. It's probably a different angle. I'm in the shadow of your mighty grace, but do not worry, mighty lizard. I will not bore you with the tales of my crown. But let me tell you of the crafter who made my crown. Now, you see, his name was Quibblesmith Quadruple, and he was a fabulous pixie of great craftsmanship. And he's just going to go into great detail of this pixie.
Rask is going to half tune him out, but he's listening because it's interesting because it's about crafting.
Yes, yeah, I was going to say, at least it can catch an eye of you.
He's going to start, taking out fingers and nunching on them.
He's not going to think anything of it. He almost asked you to pass him one, but he says, never mind.
Are the rest of us back from inside?
Yeah, you guys are all walking out now, just seeing Rask kind of standing there with the pixie, and you see Jack is slowly, he's kind of yogging as much as a Warforged could yog, as you could call it. It looks kind of awkward, but you can see him moving pretty quickly, and you're not really sure why he's running, but you also don't see Scritch anywhere anymore either.
I'm just gonna kind of connect the dots. I don't see Scritch, and I see Jack running around. I'm just gonna think he's gonna go grab him.
Bashir and Rubik, you also notice this as well. You see Jack running off, and you just see Rask kind of standing there. Rask, you hear them approaching from behind the rest of your party as you guys are kind of standing in the middle of this road in front of the Warden's Tower. And a couple of the Wardens are standing out there with their mounts and their wagons, and they're kind of all curious for the Warden's orders of what's going on next. What terms did they come with the Bone Collectors? And you actually hear her summoning up her men and women to gather around and kind of discuss what's been going on. So you see she's relaying the information, letting them know that the Bone Collectors are peaceful. We signed an agreement. Yada yada yada. They're kind of going into all the details of what's going on, and she's relaying all of that. So you guys are kind of standing there, hearing all of this kind of being shouted over.
Rask is
actually...
Are you guys still holding the agreement in your hand, or did you give it to them? Or
Yeah, the paper we signed was for her
for them.
Get repaid basically from Lord Belkin.
Do we have something from them
Rubik has a seal of the Wardens. That's what I forgot to give you that at the last session. You'll have a seal of the Wardens, which is it's basically a soldier on a horse with the ward. Like it kind of looks like it's the same typical Warden's armor. It's very very nicely detailed. You can see it's like it wouldn't be easy to mimic this type of material because it's obviously into a sketch of silver, and it looks like a mix of silver and what's the other one for silver?
Computer.
Platinum.
No,
Platinum.
no, below platinum.
Double
Gold?
uranium.
Gold and the E one, Electrum.
Electrum.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's mostly Electrum and silver
Let's
mixed
just go through
together.
all of the light-colored materials.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you guys are getting it. I'm like, but I'm like the one I really need. So yeah, you can see it's made up of that material. So it's worth something too. This Warden seal that they gave you, and it's also attached in the back with a wax seal that has a ribbon that goes down from below. So it's very decorative, very 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 one of a kind. If you will.
I assume that you guys have put this up and don't have it out, so Rask doesn't see it.
Yeah, I'd put it in the bag.
Rask is actually going to remember to tell Rubik this little thing asked for your wish. Dwarf? I mean, Rubik.
What could that little thing have that I want?
The
Rask,
pixie's going on about the crown and then stops. Excuse me, I can help in many different ways.
Why is there a pixie here?
Well, your dwarven friend and your metal friend that's running off over there saved me, and I owe them a debt. Well, one of them.
The
We've
robot was
been
having
here for like an hour.
Yeah, it's just we're heroes.
I just
What have you done?
I've helped negotiate our contract.
he's also slept in fish. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say, it smells like fish.
I'll I forget what the thing, magical tinkering, and I'll make myself smell like let's do
lavender.
Pope.
apples.
Apples. All right.
That's a little bit better, and I'll kind of just like take a deep breath of that in. Well, when we get
Now
back,
it smells like garbage and apples.
at least I only smell the apples. That's all I really care about, I suppose.
Rubik,
Yes.
we still need ship.
No, we're gonna take that big one over there.
As he points to the one in the harbor, and you can see the sails are actually being adjusted as if they're getting ready to leave soon.
Rask like brightens up a little bit. He's like, "Oh, silver scaled one."
How do you know?
Rask was on that ship. I was on that ship.
That's where you came.
Why were you on the ship? Were you going to leave us?
Teleported. No choice.
Well, we should all sit down and kind of have a chat and go over what our plan is going to be. I mean, we have many things in front of us, and we haven't heard word from Lord Vulcan yet.
Before we do that, if they're readying the sails, we should probably talk to the wharf master and send word that, hey, don't leave yet under penalty of death.
Rask is actually. Did Marco say what tavern he liked outside of? I remember he said where to get drinks.
Yeah, there's only one tavern in this entire village, but
Right.
but he said it's one of the most unforgettable taverns that he's ever been to. He never mentioned what the name of the bar though, or what the name of the tavern was because he was interrupted by Dovin.
Okay, but he did say that there's only one.
Yes, there is only one. That's his favorite place to go to.
Rask is gonna kind of relay that, and like there is one drink place. He's gonna look at Ivan. Drinking place.
Tavern.
Tavern.
Yeah.
Only one here.
Did you bump your head, Rask?
Rask is not good at common.
I mean, I can understand you all right. You're good. You're definitely getting better.
Thinking too much about it. You just gotta just go with it, and whatever comes out, then it's just we'll deal with it after.
Rask is what people say, not foot in mouth.
You'd be quite flexible then.
Rask is gonna like look at him and kind of contemplate if he could actually do it. I'm gonna lift up his foot and kind of try a little bit, and like kind of shake his head. Rask cannot do this.
So we're gonna stop the boat, get some drinks, and find the robot and the green thing after.
Let's not try to have murderous intent with the people of the ship either. And I kind of look towards Rubik.
I mean, if I wanted to just kill them all and take the boat, I wouldn't have gone and made like I got this thing. I'd dig around and pull out the shoddy craftsman gold and electrum.
I don't understand that, but they do not understand that. They just think you're going to kill them.
I would have my sword out. I put my sword away.
There is dwarf cook, dwarven cook on ship.
On a boat's a bad sign.
Was strange. Did not like Rusk? No, did not like Grand Seer. Talk of Grand Seer.
Did he know the specific Grand Seer that we worked with, or just all of them?
Rusk thinks the one that we were working with. Helion?
Just the cook knew of him.
Rask mentioned was going to get drinks with them, but then said Grand Seer's name, and had to stop.
Hey DM.
Yes?
When we were talking to Julia about like working with the Grand Seer and about the Grand Seers of like human kingdoms,
Yes.
did it come across as like she thought it was just like common public knowledge of who these Grand Seers were, and that they were like kind of like public figures? Everybody would kind of like hear the name or have heard of it at some point.
Yeah, if you're within the 8 gems of the human kingdoms, you've heard of the Grand Seers or beyond them. If you even live within the Elven kingdoms or the Dwarven kingdoms of Zaldine, you've heard of the Grand Seers. They're very powerful mages amongst all the humans in Zaldine, the continent itself.
Right, so, but they're like public figures. They're not just like
Yes.
part of like
Yeah,
the
they're
sorcery
pretty
guild
much
secret. Like it's
Yeah, no, they're part of a council of mages themselves that they work together, but they individually work for each kingdom to make sure there's balance between them.
So it wouldn't be strange to Rubik that like a cook on a dwarven cook on a boat, a merchant boat at that, was familiar with the name of the Grand Seer.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, especially merchants, you could tell that like within the human kingdoms, they're probably one of like humans are very they're very well known amongst all races, so they're definitely, especially if they're a merchant guild, they're probably trading, and they would know of the Grand Seers if they're doing business with one of their kingdoms.
Okay, I was just trying to decide if this was like sketch or if this like seemed to be public knowledge.
Oh yeah,
like,
you could tell that. Yeah, you could tell that this would be something that even most common people would know of, at least know of a Grand Seer. They're kind of like folk heroes of these areas.
So this dwarf is a weird little duck for a different reason.
Yeah, being on a ship, you already your character's thinking of a couple reasons why this dwarf is odd to be pinned on a ship, but this on the sea is a very odd thing for a dwarf.
Yep. I'm allowed to profile in D&D. Don't judge me.
I mean,
but yeah, so you guys are just discussing quite a bit of options and kind of what you want to do. So far, you kind of have a game plan. We will actually go over to the green one as we speak of him, and the Tin Man. Scritch, you are. Do you see the map on Roll20, Sir Scritch?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I saw it on Kuuretsu's stream. I see it now on Roll20.
Okay. You are about here.
All right.
And you're a little winded. You're taking a break for a moment as you're standing in the road, and you can see up ahead there is a wagon coming towards you. And behind you, you actually see that there is Jack, who is not, I wouldn't say keeping up with you entirely, but just starting to make headway now towards you. As you can see the reflection of the sun, the setting sun, kind of off of his armor.
Okay.
Scratch.
Just hear like the tinking in the background. Where abouts is the house that I gotta get to?
It's the last one on the right.
This one?
If you don't know, then your character doesn't know.
Well, the character doesn't know.
Last week.
But yeah, you still have a bit of ways to go, and you can actually see that there's a wagon coming towards you, but you can also see people are standing over here as well. Quite a few of them.
Okay. I feel like. Oh my.
He's thinking really hard right now.
Yeah. I feel like Scritch is gonna pick up the pace a little bit when he sees Jack, because he might.
Oh,
might feel
okay.
Jack's trying to steal his thunder.
Okay, so you see
Scritch
Jack, and you pick up your robes a little bit more this time. You start booking it.
Yeah, Scritch is like, no, that's my wand. I'm gonna get that for the pixie. So, yeah, and then just keep keeping on.
All right. So you start booking it, and Jack, you see Scritch notice you, and then you see a big, huge shit-eating grin across his face, just like kind of like as he's putting all this stuff together in his mind, and you see him start booking it as he picks up his robes and starts moving even faster now.
I should have oiled myself before this.
Yeah, you sound pretty rough right now. And you're starting to feel some of the your armor starting to like almost get in these weird positions where you're gonna have to readjust yourself later, like your shoulders and your arms. Some of the pieces of your armor are starting to like feel really funky from all this running.
My nuts and bolts are all in a bind.
Yeah, just a little.
Okay.
You can see you definitely need to be fixed up a little bit. It's been a while as well. You remember back in the day when you lived on Lanton how often you were repaired and taken care of, and nowadays nobody you really know can even hold comparison to the tool masters and tinkerers who worked on you. Scritch, though, on the other hand, you could tell that he's got some intent. So you are gonna keep up the pace, I'm assuming.
Yeah. If not, try to keep pace with Scritch.
Okay, so you're actually gonna try to you're gonna start booking a little bit faster this time.
Scritch was thinking a few turns ahead. That's really why he pissed himself to get through the arrow slot. So he wanted to rush Jack up so he can beat him.
Wow, that's devious. He's been thinking days ahead now.
Yeah, days ahead.
Scritch, as you start running, you see that the wagon's approaching you. You can see it looks like a family, and they have a covered wagon. And the father's like he's moving the horse to the side of the road, and as he's staring at you, you hear the mother say, "What is that thing? It looks like it's some sort of creature."
Excuse me, Scritch gotta go somewhere.
Stop! And you hear the wife scream to the husband, and he kind of snaps the reins as the horse moves faster. Quick, shoot the children's eyes! As the husband seems very intimidated by you, Scritch.
Scritch is just gonna keep running forward.
All right.
Excuse me.
As you run forward, you see that there are a couple people, and they see you running towards them, and you see it's a larger gentleman, and you can see he's holding his thumb, and he walks towards you and says, "Excuse me, my lord. My lord, look at there!" And he's actually pointing. He's trying to tap somebody with some armor on the shoulder as he's taking notes. "My lord," and you hear the guy in the armor say, "Excuse me, but you cannot." And he turns around and he sees you approaching. "Warden, look, that's one of them right there. One of the heathens." And he says, "Is this the one that bit your finger?" And the warden asked the big fellow, and he says, "No, that was a dwarf. I told you. This one looks like he's green. He might be a sick dwarf." And the warden rolls his eyes. "It's a goblin, you fool." And the warden's gonna walk over. "Excuse me, friend. You mean no harm, correct?"
No.
Roll. I guess roll either to deceive him or to persuade him. I guess let me know which one you're rolling.
I mean, is he inhibiting me trying to get the wand?
He's not inhibiting you to try to get the wand. He's just inhibiting you from moving any further or any farther. He doesn't know that you've talked to the other warden. If, as far as he knows, he's actually just like gotten out here to this part from hearing of other news of other people being out here, of other information, like of other problems. So he doesn't really know who you are or what the other warden have been up to yet. So he's not informed.
I guess I'll try persuasion first.
Okay.
You hear the slow metal creaking of Jack getting closer and closer.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, actually,
Translucent dice.
no,
Yes.
it's just black dice.
Sorry, it's when I'm in building mode, I usually use black because that automatically sets to the color of whatever I'm using. So my bad.
Racist.
Hey,
Introduction.
hey, no, I'm not.
Adaptable.
It's hard to work with when you're building, Eric. Sorry, I get a little defensive with my constructions here, but
I mean, he is a construct.
he is, and he's one of my creating. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely not a person.
Technically, by rules, I'm not a construct, but
Yes.
Technically,
You,
but as far as everyone else is concerned.
boy, yes.
Yeah. Scritch, so you see that as you try to persuade him, what do you want to say to the guard? Or try to.
What did he ask me again? If I
He said,
If you were
You
a
don't-
bad man.
He asked if you meant harm or not.
yeah, he asked if you meant harm or not, and you basically said, you with kind of like a question mark at the end of the sentence, no.
no.
Scritch just needs to hurry up and get the Pixie's wand from the little girl so that Scritch can get a big feast because Scritch hungry.
You instantly hear the little girl from the group of people staying there scream, "Mommy, he's the one who took my pixie!" And you see the crowd kind of, and they gasp as they're just shocked at this despicable scene of someone stealing from a young halfling little girl. And you see the warden looks back and then looks at you and he says, "Explain yourself, please, sir."
Yeah, who would do such a thing?
And you see he's actually reaching for his handcuffs and he's starting to draw a dagger. Do not move.
Scritch.
Prison Break 2.
Prison Break Round 2. Scritch is just kind of like look between the girl and the warden. And then he's gonna he's just gonna turn and start heading towards the girl.
Oh my god.
While explaining to the warden.
Scritch didn't take the Pixie, but someone Scritch knows took Pixie, and Scritch just needs wand.
So do you want to charge at her, try and switch out of his way like you're a football player at this point, or what?
He's just gonna keep like
Walking?
Yeah, I mean like casually jogging over there, I guess.
Okay. As you're jogging towards the little girl, the warden's gonna try to get in front of you, and when you get close enough, he's going to try to grapple you to the ground. Roll me an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Bitch.
Quick, bite your hand.
Right when it's time to use it right there.
Blows up.
Do you butt your thumb at me, good sir?
21.
10.
Okay, he grabs you instantly to the ground, and he's starting to fumble with the shackles. So you have one chance now to try to get away before he puts you into custody. Roll me another athletics or acrobatics check, please.
How far away is Jack at this point?
18.
Ooh, very close, but no cigar, unfortunately, sir. You see that he puts you in cuffs finally, and Jack, you kind of get there, and you see that you kind of get to past the wagon, and then you see that they actually they're already very scared. And the wife says, "Look, that suit of armor's haunted." As you ride past, they're just very scared people. Obviously, they haven't seen a warforged or a goblin before. You actually get to the scene though, the scene of the crime, and you see that Scritch is being put down now and being wrestled by this halfling warden. "Just hold still, you!" And he's going to bring you up to your feet finally. Just dust you off. You're all dirty.
Didn't do anything.
You actually see the little girl take the wand, and she just kind of like sticks her tongue out at you. Nah.
Scritch is gonna redouble his efforts, even though he's handcuffed after he sees the wand.
Scritch needs that feast.
Roll me in literary athletics or acrobatics to get away from him still in handcuffs, though. You will take disadvantage.
Okay. Son of a bitch.
Know my pain from last.
Oh God.
So not only do you get a -1, but he gets an amazing, better roll than before. You try to, Jack. You just see Scritch get laid out so hard, and you just hear Scritch go, "Ugh," and he just hits the ground, and just the air out of his lungs just leaves his body, and Scritch is just kind of breathless for a moment. Scritch, you are stunned for a second as the halfling just trips you up, and you just fall to the ground. Now, please don't let me resort to violence, friend. Just stay down. Cooperate with me. And the halfling is going to actually pull a small little goat horn. He's going to blow it. I need reinforcements. The wardens, help me! And he looks behind himself, and he actually sees you, Jack. And he's going to pull a dagger. Avasti, do not come any closer. Are you working with this one?
Jack, help Scritch! Scritch needs that one. Jack, he'll share the feast with you.
I've never seen this goblin before.
Oh. Friendships ended.
Did I see the girl like wave the wand at him?
Roll me, or what's your passive perception when you arrive?
Not good. It's a 10.
Okay, it is at a 10? Okay. You didn't really notice her hold of the wand, but you did see her stick her tongue out at Scritch.
How should I handle this?
You see Jack speaking considerably.
Robot that Scritch has never met before. That little girl has what?
I'm gonna go over to the little girl.
As you start walking over, you see the big, large fellow, and he says, "You there, robot, or warforged fellow, please don't come any further. You've already had dinner at my house. Just leave the little girl alone."
I just want to talk to her.
That's terrible.
He's the one who stole my tea kettle, Mommy, that big one. Did he
gonna,
now? And you see her mother looks very angrily at you.
I'm gonna crouch down to her level.
You still have her tea kettle, don't you? You can give it back.
Yeah, about that. It's kinda... Did I leave it at the tree? I don't remember if I left it at the tree or if I took it with me.
You left it at the tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't remember if he said so or not.
You look in your items, but you do not see it.
Damn. I'm gonna get down to her level.
Okay. You do so. She's still hiding behind her mother, and the big fellow's kind of standing in between. As you can see, the warden is patiently waiting, and he's nervous as you kind of passive, no threat.
Sweetheart, I need the wand because I need to put the pixie back in the tea kettle. You see, he escaped. The only way I can get him back in there is with the wand.
And you see she's very angry at you. Roll a persuasion check.
I mean, that's fine if she wants to be mad at me. It's just, don't be a jerk.
Those are synonymous for a child.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Why couldn't you roll like that when I was trying to do stuff?
Alright.
So you see that she kind of looks up at her mom, and her mom says, "It's not fair to capture pixies, even if they're imaginatory, honey." And she just kind of imaginative. She just kind of looks down at her daughter. Time to get it back.
Oh,
And
he's real.
Mom kind of looks at you as you say that, and she says, "Oh, please, sweetheart, give him the wand." And the little girl hesitantly gives you the wand, Jack, and she says, "Just make sure he's okay."
I will make sure no harm comes to him.
And she smiles at you, and then she stares at the goblin and sticks her tongue out at you again, Scritch, and just kind of says, "Make sure he goes to jail. He's mean."
Scritch,
Yeah, you want to kick him once?
Scritch is just gonna stare at Jack, mouth wide open.
Jack.
Oh yeah, you see that she eagerly smiles and says, "Yeah."
Oh God. Are we
Go
just
for his
training
ribs.
children
I've heard goblins are weak there.
Are we
She
just
wants.
training kids to be people?
Rubik teaches people to beat on Sorthal with rocks, but
Hey,
I tell kids...
Rich taught him how to use siege equipment.
One time.
Just one. It was a collective effort.
You see the little girl's about to go, but she is stopped by her mother immediately. No, we don't hurt others. And the little girl says, "Aw."
Yeah, she's a good mom.
After Scritch hears the mom say that, he's gonna stick his tongue out at the little girl.
You make her mad. You just created a rival right there that day, Jay. You see, she just is super mad at you, and you were the last one to stick his tongue out, so you kind of get the last tongue sticker outer moment.
Goblin Slayer 2.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Warden. Do you mind if I talk to you for a minute?
And he looks nervously, and eventually you actually see a giant dog riding over with armor, and another warden riding out, a halfling. And she dismounts. Is everything okay? Yes, everything's fine. I have the situation under control, I believe. And he looks up at Jack. Roll a persuasion check to see if you can convince him to talk to you or to lower his guard at any point. Unfortunately, with working with Scritch so far, he hasn't had the best luck with outsiders yet.
Straight 20.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. Oh yes, all right, I see it there. You see, he considers it greatly. You befriend him to a point where he looks over at the woman and says, "Watch the goblin here. I'll take care of the metal folk here and hear what he has to say. He doesn't seem to be harmful whatsoever. Peaceful, in fact." And she nods her head as he turns and looks to you and says, "What do you wish to say? And if you don't mind me asking, after you ask a question, may I ask one?"
Sure. Don't really have much of a choice, do I?
Well, you do.
Damn, my question! I used my question, didn't I?
The halfling kind of smiles. Everyone has a choice. It may not be easy. It may not be. It may be very hard, but everyone has a choice. That is the warden's oath. Now, please go on, my friend. Speak.
You see, this is my buddy. He's had a terrible curse put upon him, and if he bleeds, he could cause great damage to everything around him.
He looks nervous.
Please be careful with him.
And you see a bead of sweat kind of roll down his head, and he says, "Are you sure you're not trying to just? I'm sorry, but how?" All right, I will believe you in this. He seems a little hesitant. Now I ask that you come with me to see the Great Warden. She will want to see both of you. And unfortunately, it seems like both of you have caused quite a ruckus, and you will need to answer all of her questions. I'm sure she has many, and these townsfolk people have quite a bit to say about you. And apparently, there's a dwarf that's been biting people's fingers. And I just need to find him as well. Where is your friend?
Oh, Rubik? Yeah, he's our leader.
Rubik, and he's going to write the name down quickly. So he does exist, and he is your leader.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he's the highest up that we have.
And what do you call yourselves?
We are the Bone Collectors.
He kind of nervously writes that down. Bone Collectors, okay. Figuratively, right? You don't just collect bones all the time, right? You just don't.
Correct.
Oh, good.
Figuratively.
You don't seem like you're covered in bones or anything, so that was a good sign.
Hides his stash of bones.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, Bashir's sitting there covered in bones and horns and stuff.
And you have fingers, and I have fingers.
Yeah,
I look across my body looking for bones.
The warden kind of looks at you and says, "Well, please come with me to the Grand Warden. She would need to speak to you, and all of this needs to be taken care of immediately."
Absolutely. In the meantime, would you mind uncuffing my friend?
For the people's protection and obviously of what his powers are, I prefer to keep him handcuffed. I don't want anybody getting hurt.
Tough but fair. Is it okay if I carry him?
I will allow this. He looks at you kind of trustingly. Just do not cross me, friend. I have trusted you so far, and you've proven my worth.
I mean, nothing but good things. I'm going to pick up Scritch.
You pick up Scritch now. Scritch, you're being picked up and put on your saddle on Jack's shoulder. And everybody kind of looks at you guys awkwardly as the townsfolk are actually following. They seem to want to know what's going to happen and who's going to be held responsible for what's been going down. You see the other halfling gets on her dog and starts leading the way. And the other warden is following right beside you, Jack.
Is she cute?
The
girl on the riding dog, I mean. not the little girl.
God.
The halfling woman riding the riding dog.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, yes, she looks very beautiful.
Ooh.
You ever try to get with that? I say to the warden next to me.
He looks at you, and you see his face kind of blushes and very, very quickly reacts.
Oh, that's a humanoid response. I know that one.
Kind of like almost a bubbly and spitty out kind of stuttery. No, I'm never think of the. We're wardens. We don't. I work with her. And
Oh, you like her?
roll an insight check.
Insight check. They're actually having an affair.
Oh.
Are
Are either of them married?
24.
God. Why do you roll so for this?
Jack over here. You see that the
matchmaker
gnome
Jack.
you see that the gnome kind of laughs and says, "No, she is very beautiful, but no, I'm actually I have my heart belongs to another, far from here." He seems kind of sad by saying this.
Does she have a name?
Is it your mother?
It's not my mother. What? No.
Wow.
You don't love your own mother?
No, of course I love my mother, but not in that kind of way. We were just talking about a woman, and not that kind of a woman. And what? And he now he seems very like he doesn't know what to say. You're just messing with me now.
I don't have a mother, so.
And he seems kind of embarrassed. Just leave me alone if you guys are going to pick on me.
We're just having a good time. So what's her name?
And he says, "Why would you care? You're just going to try to make fun of me."
Why would I make fun of you? I'm gonna leave here in like a day.
You're leaving?
Well, yeah, we have to. We're adventurers, you see. The bone collectors.
Oh. I thought you were actually here to help us for something.
Well, I mean, we just popped in here a day ago, so I mean, I'm not really sure.
Honestly, it seemed as if you guys were trespassers, but I guess we'll let the Grand Warden decide.
Trespassers being teleported here without minimal control. I mean,
well, we'll see if that's true or not. And he kind of chimes in, and let's not talk about my personal life. Let's just worry about both of you and your dwarven friend. And you guys eventually get back to the group, and you can see now that as the wardens are bringing you back and the townsfolk, the halfling warden is kind of starting to eat his words as he sees other guys wearing tunics like you and standing with the wardens. He seems kind of like, oh man, this is okay. Maybe I might have messed up, and he seems a little nervous. He says, I might have to talk to the Grand Warden. It seems that you have other comrades here, besides a dwarf. There are many of you.
Yeah, there's like, 5 of us? 6? 7?
Why didn't you say something before? Had you talked to the Grand Warden already?
I didn't.
Squitch didn't either.
Bitey Fingers over here did. And I point at Rubik.
And as you guys approach, you guys now see Jack Scritch and a couple of extra warden and townsfolk who are standing on the edge. You see that all the townsfolk are kind of huddled together, whispering to one another.
Why is Scritch in shackles?
Mr. Pixie, I got your wand.
Why is he not in shackles?
The warden's going to ask Jack to set Scritch down so he can free him up. If you don't mind, I will free your friend. I apologize for the misunderstanding.
It's fine. I'll pay you for the shackles. How much are they?
Well, they're given to me in part of my warden's gear. I don't think I can just sell them. I have to ask the Grand Warden.
You should get an award for getting him on this little fella.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. He smiles very happy.
If he scratched or bit you, you should probably get that checked. It's probably getting infected.
No, he came peacefully after I was able to shackle him, but he was quite difficult to get a hold of and very resilient for quite a small guy.
A promotion.
Scritch doesn't have diseases. He was checked.
Rask is just like standing there with his arms crossed.
The halfling seems happy at this information of you being disease-free. Well, thank you for this, and I will go speak to the Grand Warden now and make sure all your names are cleared. Forgive me for the intrusions. And he's gonna go walk over, and before he does, he bows to you. Thank you again, and I'm sorry, my friend. Your name was Scritch, if I heard correctly. Correct?
Yeah, Scritch's name is Scritch.
Well, Scritch, thank you again for your understanding. I hope there's no hard feelings between us. And he's gonna offer his hand.
Scritch is gonna get it awkwardly.
Oh, okay. You could be new friends since Jack isn't friend anymore since he doesn't know me.
Oh,
And the warden, sensing some hostility between the two, in some tension, it kind of takes a step back and says, "Well, it was nice meeting you both. Thank you very much." He's just gonna walk away. And you see the pixie still standing there. He says, "Oh, my wand!" And he's gonna swirl around you, Jack, as if it's a Disney movie. As he swirls around you and just kind of pops up a bunch of pixie dust. And he's just gonna like look at you. He says, "You found my wand. Thank you so much, my friend." And off in the distance, he sees the little girl that captured him, and he hides behind you. There she is.
I'm gonna hold the wand up
Really
like
panicked.
Link does when he gets a new item.
Yes.
Hey Jack, that's not pixie dust.
What is it?
That warden isn't very good at his job. Just lets a prisoner go like that. He never even talked to a superior officer. Obviously, Scritch did something to end up in shackles, didn't you, Scritch?
No.
Bashir's just going to look
Oh.
at Jack. He did not harm that as a child, did he?
The little girl or Scritch?
Did you eat her?
Well, how much golden damage did he cause?
Are we putting price on a little girl's life now?
Scritch,
I believe he only did mental damage.
alive.
He only did
Very much like
psychic
taking it
damage.
back. Everyone should like thinks so poorly of him.
What is
You're
the
rambunctious.
what is the townspeople's reactions to seeing all of us together at this point?
They are very intrigued. You see that there are more of them gathering, and eventually the wardens stop talking to one another, and they kind of break up. And you see the Grand Warden is now talking to the townsfolk. Please, people, please calm down. I have already alerted the mayor. We are going to have a town meeting in 2 hours. Please save your questions and your concerns till then. We will all discuss what is appropriate and what is to be done. The wardens have taken care of everything. The bone collectors, as they are called, as she points over to the group, are a group of mercenaries just like ourselves. They are just here to help. So please do not worry about them. They've caused a ruckus. He nearly bit my finger off. As that fat harbor master points over at Rubik, and he kind of sees you, Rubik, and he steps behind his wife nervously.
Wait,
I thought he was
You
a
didn't
tax
taste very
collector.
good. I paid you for dinner.
I will. Is that guy far from me? The one who's holding his finger.
Yeah.
He is.
Well, he's about 40 feet from you guys. Yeah, 45 feet.
I want to try to walk up to him, and I just say, like, let me see your hand as I walk up to him.
Your friend already took care of it. As he points over to the metal one.
I wave.
You still seem injured. You're holding it.
Well, I'm just concerned in the aftershock, and it was traumatizing.
In a pocket full of gold and a lesson not to slap a sleeping dwarf that teleports into your house in the middle of dinner.
And you hear a lot of the other townsfolk start laughing at him and his misfortune, and he looks embarrassed. The warden starts laughing hysterically as well. She tries to cover her mouth. Forgive me, please. But yes, please, they are fine. They are peaceful people. They are mercenaries that are here to help us. They were sent here by the Grand Seer Helion. And all the townspeople now start whispering to one another. They were sent by Helion. Now we don't know what for, and they will decide to tell us on their own terms. They are here peacefully, and you will not bother them.
Yeah,
I will see to this as well as they are protected under the warden's seal. And you see all the townsfolk kind of now quiet. They don't say really a word after that. Now please go back and meet us at the town hall in 2 hours.
Resk is gonna nudge Bashir with his tail and peaceful mercenaries.
Bashir's just going to look up and shrug like, eh.
Yes.
Rubik stops the two skulls hanging from his belt from clanking together.
I was gonna say Bashir, without the ghillie suit on, Bashir's covered in like bones and like horns and charms and stuff like that. So he looks like the character art very much.
I mean, my character is the only, I guess, looks the most civilized out of the three of them, but is eating fingers at the moment.
Oh right, Bashir would probably be. If he notices that you're chewing on a finger, he'd probably start chewing on some of his own before they go bad.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of standing around Scritch and talking, and as Scritch is now, Jack, I'm assuming you pick Scritch up and put it back on your shoulder.
If he allows me to.
Scritch is very upset at Jack, so he's gonna walk over to Rask
Here,
and like.
do you decide to stand on your own then?
Scritch is gonna walk over to Rask, kind of as like a fuck you to Jack, and put his hands up for like Rask to pick him up.
He's like uppies, uppies.
Rask is gonna like hesitate, but then, like pick him up and cradle him because he doesn't have another shoulder for him to sit on. Because one's for the Amberjack, one is taken by the pixie, and now he has the goblin now too.
Well, the pixie's hiding behind me now, isn't he?
Is he?
The pixie. So you do have
Okay,
a free shoulder. Yeah, the pixie's
Then
now.
Rask is gonna put him on his shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it!
you wanted
so yes,
to.
the pixie's
Scritch
actually
is all
still kind
for
of
the
standing-
cradling.
The pixie's actually kind of flying in front of all of you, and he says, "I would like to give you your gift now, if you wouldn't mind. That way I can be on my way and back to the kingdom. I'm sure my people are very worried about me."
A gift.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Scritch would like his big fees. Scritch found your wand.
Well, technically, Jack is holding it.
Excuse
Well,
me.
Scritch found it. I acquired it.
Oh, well, then I suppose it's whoever wishes to make the wish.
Scritch, what's yours for big feast?
Wait. We give no. Hold on. We're not getting a wish and wishing for a feast. That's ridiculous.
Scritch wants all the food.
But if he is the one with the wish, and if that is what he wishes,
Hold on. As the leader of this section of the bone collectors, how big is the feast?
Rask is gonna step in this time.
the feast would be
Rask-
amazing and would feed you all for several days.
Bashir just holds his hand up. What are the other options?
Rask is gonna step in though, and he's gonna ask, "Is there one wish, or do you owe all three of them?"
I only owe one wish to whoever returned my wand or whoever saved me. I suppose at this rate, I owe either Rubik or Jack a wish, and then I would owe Scritch a wish.
So 2 wishes.
Yes, well, Scritch, I believe, already has his mind set. As the pixie kind of seems he's like happy to do it, but just is like, that's the easiest wish I've ever heard of. Sure.
Scritch want big feast. Scritch want big feast.
And he says, and I suppose between Jack and Rubik, who would wish for the other one to whoever wishes for that wish, because they either or saved me. I cannot give them both a wish though.
As you command, Pixie, a fight to the death it is.
And the pixie
Between
seems kind
who?
of excited.
I wink at Jack.
Between who?
Wait, are you joking or are you serious?
Or you and Jack?
No, I wink at
attempt to wink
Jack.
back.
Yeah, it's like yeah, there's some grinding, like malfunction. The eyelid like flutters. Yeah.
It's like grinding as he's trying to wink, but it's not
Yeah.
quite working.
It's a
Yeah.
small
Never
spark
used
coming
that
out of his
feature
eye.
before. Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
go ahead, Jack.
My wish is for 2 more wishes.
never established that.
What are our options again for wishes?
You could pretty much wish for anything. Well, mostly anything. It's up to you. Your heart's content. Well, if you have a heart, I don't know. He kind of looks at your chest.
I mean, I would just wish for a bigger sword. So, if
I
you have
wish
something more useful.
I wish for more wishes.
That I cannot do.
Well, you said whatever I could think of.
He said almost.
And I will let you know if I can or cannot do it. Come on now. Don't be difficult here. Is the pixie just kind of puts his hands on his hips and is fluttering in front of you?
I wish for you to renounce all titles and come with us.
What?
Whoa! From left field.
You can't be serious.
I don't know. Can you do that?
I don't entirely. My father told me I have. What? This isn't fair. No. I am a prince. I am a prince of the pixies. I'm Thord, a prince of the pixies. I don't know what I would do if you wish that. I don't know what would happen. I could maybe just disappear. Let's not think of that.
A prince does not go back on his word.
But I don't know what will happen. I could just disappear, and then no one is happy. Ha! He's trying his best, but he's very nervous.
Bashir will just stare up at him. If you disappear, then all will know your treachery.
Rask has good logic that if you answer the wish, then maybe you disappear, but maybe you don't, and you come with us. But if you don't answer the wish, it proves that you aren't a prince, and you're essentially renouncing your title anyway. So whether you accept or deny, you're still renouncing your title. He got you trapped. You might as well just give him what he wants.
Rask is just gonna tilt his head and just look at Scritch.
Jack slowly feels his alignment changing.
I want Jack, Bashir, and Rubik to all roll a persuasion check.
Oh God.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna check my inspiration points. I have a couple left.
Oh yeah, I've got one or two.
I'm gonna go ahead and use an inspiration point.
All right.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh, that was almost a 1.
Wow, that paid off.
Yeah, it did.
Go with that one. I'll stop there.
Oh, is that okay with you?
That's okay with me, I suppose.
Rask is gonna look at
Jack?
Scritch and just ask though, if he wants to just go look for the tavern.
Oh, you want me to roll a perception also?
No,
Persuasion.
persuasion.
Oh.
And Rask, you want to ask Scritch to go to the tavern?
He started this, but he doesn't want to see the end of this.
Okay. So you guys see that after a moment of time, the pixie kind of just looks down and he says, I don't know what to say. I don't know what will happen. Is all I know. I suppose you're not wrong, but I don't. What would you have used for me? I wouldn't have as many powers. I wouldn't be influential. I would be in the way. I complain.
You're gonna be the robot's pet.
I'm no one's pet, sir.
What? If you're not a prince and you're a pixie indebted to a robot, you're probably his pet. You're certainly not going to marry him.
I could be a friend or an associate. That doesn't mean I have to be a pet.
So you're already a friend.
Have you met?
Already a friend.
Bashir is going to look up at Rubik, and perhaps you can be a bone collector. And he's got a smirk on his face, like he's clearly joking.
You eventually all hear Vree kind of chime in. Hey, Rask had a good idea. Let's take this conversation to the bar while you all bicker like women. And she's just gonna start walking to the tavern.
Can Scritch get his feast now?
Well, let's at least get the feast at the tavern. Well, there's no tables here. You want to? I mean, I know you'll eat it off the ground, but
Scritch just wants food. He don't care.
well, let's go to the tavern at least first.
Yes, we will decide at the tavern what your fate is.
Fine. The pixie just rolls his eyes.
Just drag it on a little longer.
What is a tavern, anyways? I don't understand.
Have you ever drank before? Any alcohol?
There is, yes, there is dandelion dew that we've partake every once so often on celebrations and festivals.
Well, this is a place that people tend to go to drink in excess of that.
Oh my.
It's like a mini festival.
As he kind of looks at the entire group of you guys and thinks of you all drinking and getting drunk, he seems very scared now, as it's all starting to appear in his mind.
Oh, it'll be white violence.
Bashir's going to smirk at the pixie. Yeah, we should introduce you to proper dwarven ale.
And if you don't come with us, we'll feed you to his parents. They're very terrible people. They're very large. They burn your forest down. They're dragons. No, don't fuck with them.
Bashir will just smirk at the pixie.
Yeah, I smile creepily and mimic Bashir.
You see the pixie is starting to sweat a little. He's nervous. He's never been to a tavern before. And he's not very familiar with most of the larger humanoid customs, and he seems very nervous just by the way he's indebted to you guys, and he's not very sure what the first wish is going to be.
He better be careful. He is royalty.
Oh God.
So you guys actually come over here. This is where the tavern is. You see that there is a sign swaying back and forth that is only on one hook at the moment. And as the wind is blowing and the wind is kind of howling back and forth across the ocean into the bay here, as the sign kind of swerves back and forth,
What's it read?
the rest of the the atmosphere of the area just seems very quiet and blank. But there is one drunk person sitting underneath, and as he looks at you guys, he kind of looks under the sign and then looks back over at you guys, and you actually see that it's called the Slippery Sailor.
Sliver
slippery
or
sailor?
slipper?
Slippery
Okay,
Sailor.
I thought you were saying sliver like wood sliver.
You see that the guy kind of looks confused. And he says, "I must be drinking too much. You're not humans or halflings at all."
Does he have a drink in his hand?
You see that he's actually got a mug or a tinkered, but it is empty.
How
That's gonna
high
take
is the sign?
It is 12 feet off the ground.
Hmm.
It's pretty fucking high. No.
Yeah, that's a little
That's
high.
really high.
I was gonna say I'd fix it, but you know, to move my alignment back a few points.
It's a pretty big sign too.
I was gonna say it had to be like a several foot high, like a several foot diameter sign to hang it from that height.
Yeah, this is a 2-story building.
I'm gonna go ahead and head inside.
Okay.
Bashir hasn't had a drink in a bit. He'll head in.
How high is the door frame?
The door frame only goes to 6 feet.
Well,
Okay. So, well, I guess both of us will have to duck.
looks like we're ducking.
Yeah.
So you guys all walk in, you guys duck, and as the doors open up, you can see there's a piano playing in the background of the tavern. You can see it's very quiet, and as you guys enter, it's actually not very busy. There's only a couple people in there. 2 tables, and only 2 tables are filled up. It looks like of sailors that all know one another. And over at the bar, you see that there's one person sitting at the bar, and there's one person playing the piano.
Do I see a barkeep behind the bar?
Yeah, she just seems kind of like shocked at the sight of the group of you all.
Round of drinks, please. And I'll find an open table and just sit down.
Okay.
Anybody?
Rask also-
I sit by myself.
Rask also told Scritch to duck because we're too tall to fit.
Yeah, Scritch would have done.
Yeah, okay, then he like covers Scritch's head a little bit and then I guess follows Ivan to the table.
Okay.
Bashir would look up at Ivan and just like very what is it? Very embarrassed, like slightly embarrassed. He'll look up at Ivan. Would you mind helping me to the bar table?
Oh, not at all. Of course,
because usually our stools are too high for him.
I'll kind of just like I'll lean down and I'll just like pick them up and put them on the stool.
This is just the table, so there's just chairs.
Oh,
It's just normal chairs.
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
at the counter.
Yeah.
We're at
I
the
thought we were up at the bar. Okay, that was my mistake.
Yeah, he just put the table closest to the door.
I
Put
mean,
them on the chair.
there are a lot of halflings that live here also, so
Yes, and so it's easy to get them on the furniture, and then you actually see the stools at the bar have like little like almost like little spokes for like feet to climb up to.
I still do
cool.
it.
Yeah, you put them up on the chair nonetheless.
Bashir will. I guess Bashir is how high are how tall are normal halflings? Because Bashir is like 210, so he's not tiny, but he's still like.
They're like 3 to 4.
Yeah.
They're like 3.
They
to
average
4.
usually
Okay, so
3.5 feet.
Yeah, so Bashir, their stuff should work fine for Bashir then.
Yeah.
you could,
Oh yeah.
you could
Yeah.
swing it.
Yeah, Bashir.
Yeah.
Okay, Bashir would probably be like slightly happier and actually get to sit on a chair instead of having to stand on it for once.
People relative to his size.
So oh, you want
immediately.
So you want to sit at the table or go to the bar? I'm sorry.
Bashir would probably, if he notices that there are bar stools that you can actually sit on, he'll go straight to the bar.
You actually see Bashir get excited for the stools as he runs over. He's kind of like staring at it like it's a beautiful sight. And do you decide to sit next to the gentleman at the bar, or do you want to sit away from him?
Bashir will just take the closest seat to him as he approaches it,
Okay.
wherever that is relative to it.
Rubik, do you want to sit at the table with everybody, or do you want to sit at the bar with Bashir?
Or are you gonna order drinks and go back to the table?
Rubik, no, Rubik. No, Rubik's gonna go to the bar. Well, no. He's trying to decide if he's gonna cause a fun time at the bar. No, it's probably
Rask is
best
gonna
to sit at
wave
the
for
table.
Rubik to come over with us.
Yeah, Rubik's just kind of standing by the door, just like, I don't know. What am I feeling? What's the appropriate response to being here? Just go sit at the table.
Do I pull out my
Alright.
sword or do I scream at the nearest person?
So you take a seat at the
All of the
table.
above.
Jack, where do you decide to go?
I'm gonna sit down at the table.
Okay. You see Bree is just gonna walk over and she's gonna sit at the bar but by herself.
So everyone, what should we do about this pixie? Let's get
And
a
Pixie's sitting at
group
the table.
poll.
I can hear you, you know. You could just tell me Thoradol.
Yeah.
Rask is just gonna kind of grouse a little bit. He's gonna grouse a little bit and then just say drinks first.
As you say that, you eventually see that the bartender walks over. Well, howdy there. I'm the owner here of this establishment. You guys can all call me Mindy if you'd like. And she's just gonna smile. I run this place after my father passed away. So if you have any debt, I'll have it in my book and I'll know your name. She smiles and winks at all of you. Just kidding. What can I get you all? Just a round of drinks?
Scritch wants food from Pixie.
The pixie rolls his eyes. Yes, of course. A feast for a king, and he's going to clap his hand, and when he does, the table fills up with food. It almost overflows with food. As you can see, everything is jam-packed.
Scritch is gonna dive in
Dive.
straight off of Risk's shoulders.
You see a plate and all these food, like the articles of food and bits and pieces just spill onto your lap and onto you, and you kind of, do you want to just sit there? Or do you want to stand up so you don't get like onslaughted by this like wave of tsunami of food?
Rask was actually like, I'm assuming he disturbed a bunch of plates, so Rask is gonna try and catch some of the plates so that not all the food ends up on the floor, but he doesn't mind it getting on him.
I'll just push them back onto the table before they all fall off.
Yeah.
And the pixie says, "Oh, the table was a little smaller than I thought. I'm sorry, everyone." Spilling! So he's kind of pushing some stuff on it, some of it's spilling on you, so maybe you're catching it. You see Rubik just eating it as it's falling onto his lap.
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna try to grab like a turkey leg or like a chunk of ham or something before the goblin gets to it and gets all over it and gross.
You see that
An entire roast
he's
pig?
snow angeling in food right now, and he's just eating it while snow angeling. And yeah, he's having the life of a goblin that could be never equaled in measure. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for any goblin.
I mean, if they're like that'd be good.
Oh yeah, he went
Another
through
one
that
for you?
pig twice already.
Okay.
But Rask is gonna.
There's goblin-sized holes through the peg, like going from like horizontally through the peg, as if he's eating them like a worm.
God.
Yeah, you guys are watching Scritch eat. As some of you are. I don't know if any of you have appetites, but the waitress looks and she says, "Oh my, well, I suppose I don't mind this happening or going on. Don't make too much mess."
Yeah,
Not
Rask
now.
is gonna turn to her and just ask if is there dwarven alcohol? What? Beer? Wine? Dwarves drink alcohol.
We do have dwarven wine. Unfortunately, I have no dwarven beer. The only ale that I have imported is actually from a dragonborn village, very far from here.
Rask kind of bares his teeth a little bit. Dwarven spirits.
All right then, dwarven wine. And you said wine, my lord?
Do you have any elvish wine?
Yes, I do. We do have elvish wine stock.
Yes, I do.
All right. And for you, my lord, she looks over at you, Rubik.
Rask has never had dwarven wine, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, good luck with that. How much for the ale?
She looks over and she says, "The ale is actually the ale is actually very cheap. On half price tonight. It's only 2 copper a mug."
That's very cheap. Bring me
Bring a keg.
bring me an ale and a wine and whatever is your best liquor.
Well, thanks to the silver scales, they bring me as much imported wine and mead and ale I need. It's actually quite nice. I've never had such a good supplier in a long time.
Well, good. Bring me one of each, and I'll throw away the 2 I don't like.
She smiles and she says, "Of course, my lord." And she's going to nod to you as she writes it down. And for you, my lord, and she looks over at you, Bashir.
Bashir will just like stare at her in the eyes like deadpan, like, what is your strongest drink?
Strongest drink would actually be the banana rum.
Okay, player-wise, that sounds good, actually.
I don't like banana anything, so it's not for me. But
Banana rum sounds really damn good now. Sorry, I like rum.
Nah. I do too, but not banana. I don't really like banana. Like,
would
anyway,
Bashir know what
sorry.
a banana is the question, because he was in the Ember Forest for quite a while, so I don't know if you know much about tropical fruits.
History check. Roll history check.
You just
on
get to
banana.
try it.
Yeah.
What is banana?
What is?
Yeah, basically.
Is Bashir gonna ask?
Oh, it's just
What is banana?
The
17.
shit is bananas.
Okay. You
More than that.
you do remember bananas actually when you lived in the Ember Citadel for part of your life, you remember that they were actually quite common fruit that was sold in the marketplace.
Or Ember Forest, I should have said. He never lived in the Citadel. He was in the forest. That was a miss.
You stayed at the Ember Citadel for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were there for a little while. I guess. Bashir will just like nod his head at her. He's in like, yeah, one of those.
She went down and nodded, of course.
Rask is actually gonna pipe up about when she says the silver scales, and he's gonna just say Marco.
Oh, you know Marco? She smiles.
Met today.
Oh, well, he's a feisty one. He is always getting into trouble and running his mouth. He loves to drink and fight, but most of all, he loves women. especially the navigator on the silver scale. She's she's actually a very interesting breed of tabaxi. Many people think she's a tabaxi, but from what I've heard, she actually might be a rakaza. But you didn't hear that from me. She winks and walks away from the table.
Rask is gonna just kind of like think for a moment, and then after she's like, he's like, Asriel.
Kaza?
Yeah. Okay, so I know out of character what they are, but what would we know about it?
You can roll a history check, both of you, if you want, or anybody else who's interested in it. Give me one moment.
A Rakaza or a Rakshasha?
Raksha. I'm going to assume
Like the lion folk. Is that what we're talking about?
the feline folk. Yeah, the feline demon folk.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Right. I don't know. I'm not speaking for. I don't want to speak for DM.
We're mitigating. We're just trying to figure out which pronunciation.
Yeah, he said it a minute ago, but he said he had to step away for a second.
Yeah.
Or the Rakshasha.
Yeah, the Rakshasha. Are they the Rock? I thought they were the Raksha. But anyway, yes, different ways to read things out loud.
I'm just clarifying. So what we're rolling a d20 for what? Intelligence?
Well, it's history. If you have it trained, you can use that.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, actually, so that's a good. I'm gonna also pose this to the players. What do you think would be the beer and the wine, and I guess the spirit for each of the races? Like as a equivalent to what we have now in real life.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna stick with my vote of Dragonborn stuff being close to like Fireball.
Would it be Fireball? Would it be the cinnamon, or would it be like? Would it be sweet and spicy, or would it be like actual spicy?
I don't think. I'm sure there's some sort of liquor out there that's legitimate spicy, but I don't see that as being
there is.
to drink.
It exists.
There's like
there's a bunch of chili. There's a bunch of chili beers.
Yeah,
that's actually very interesting.
Yeah, they're not good. The ones I had were not.
Oh, I had a really good one. It was a chili stout, pepper, whatever, hot pepper. I think it's called the Ghost of Alfred Brown. But yeah, that's a really good one if you ever get a chance to try it. It's a little bit spicy.
The one I had was actually kind of cheap and like just like it seemed like off-brand, but we're like
No, I had it at a tap room.
okay.
So it's like their thing.
That makes sense.
Well, that's different.
But yeah, so like Dragonborn, that makes sense. If that would probably be for specifically the red scales though.
I feel like Dwarven Ale would be like closer to like a
Dwarven
strong
Ale,
American Ale.
I really think that they would want I think they would be stouts just because they tend to be a lot stronger. Either stouts or like an imperial, like a Belgian quad.
Yeah, I was thinking like a Belgian because it's nutty and they use like mushrooms in their beer to make their
Yeah,
beer.
they do.
I'm with Panda, and Guinness sounds like a good comparative.
It's all geographic. It's all races kind of live like humans do in a sense, like we do on Earth. It depends on your region where you are. They're Arctic dwarves, and they use different ingredients. They live in a different type of climate. There's a lot of different races in different places. So they make a lot of different types of stuff. But I could see where ones depict more than others.
Yeah.
We'll actually. This is actually a good question to leave on. We will actually take a 10-minute break here, and we can talk about this more. But we're gonna take a 10-minute break here, and we will meet back up at 9:25.
Okay, 8:25 my time. Cool. But yeah, that's just a really interesting thing that I have always kind of thought about.
I mean, like you said, it could just be like, you know, generic, like, you know, regional stuff based off of where you are, which makes a lot of sense. Or we could go with the stereotyping it of, like, you know, Guinness and all that, stouts for the dwarves, Fireball for the Dragonborn, it's just being like that. But that's like a...
Yeah, like if we're gonna go with generic,
like surface
what people
level
think.
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
and that's what I mean.
Right, if we're going with like the stereotype Tolkien style, that, not the different types, the unique like subspecies, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I think like I'm saying for wine, for beer, and for spirits, so like each of them have 3. I think everyone would have a unique one. I think that elves would, their beer would actually probably be a sour.
I could see it
Yeah, I
being
can
like
see
some
that.
IPAs.
I don't think they would like the bitter.
I feel like I think a sour would be good because like just even though it's light, but at the same time it's not. I don't know how to
I think they would make all 3, but they would not. They would have a preference for 1 or 2 of them. Just like we have dwarven wine right now. I don't think dwarven wine is common. I think
it could be like a barley wine.
I could see,
that's true.
I could see it as being like a very rich dark red, or maybe even sangria.
Yeah.
Just like the most
for the dwarven
punch.
wine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
I
not
think barley
sangria,
wine would be.
But I'm thinking of something else.
I think barley wine would be a good pick for that. I think their go-to is barley wine, or
better kind of idea.
Yeah,
right.
Or like a very dry mead.
I see mead as being more like a mead because it's made of like honeys and forests and all that. I see that being like a very elven thing.
That's true.
In the lore for
just pick the bourbon. Yeah.
For the not D&D. What's the other one? Warhammer. Like the dwarven beer is closer to mead because they do raise bees often.
Oh,
they have
fair.
trouble with troll because of it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But again, that's a different lore set. But it just, yeah.
I think my favorite description I have ever had someone give me of what elven wine they think would taste like, they wrote very specifically, elven wine tastes like starlight and a hint of lemon. And like, okay.
So
like, sure, I guess.
Immediately my thought is like, what is he on?
Exactly, but it's a very flowery description, just exactly like how a snobby person would describe it, and that's just how I imagine elves would describe it too.
No, I don't disagree with that at all. I'm just like that for someone to come up with that and legitimately think it. I'm like,
I don't think they were actually thinking. I think they were just writing it because it sounded funny, and it was a very elven kind of answer.
Yeah, to be fair, because dwarves always hate elven wine, like in the stories and stuff. I think it would be something like sweeter, like an ice wine.
I
Oh,
imagine
yeah,
it
if you
being
wanna
almost
go
like
with, like,
sickly
a-
sweet. Yeah.
Federweissen.
Unsure.
The German feather wine? No, like ice wine. Yeah, you're right. It's ice wine.
Is it yeah. Oh, I mean, that's in the Northeast they make it, so I don't know what it's called otherwise. But we call it ice wine, and it's expensive. So it sounds like
made with
elven
like.
stuff to me.
Is it made with young grapes? I can't remember.
It's they harvest during or just after the first frost.
Right. So it's
There's-
before.
They're like they're on the vine as ripe as they can be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
basically,
that
so
makes
it's
sense.
super sweet.
Yeah, and it's the very first batch because it has to be fresh. So that's what I remember. I've never had that.
I haven't either.
I
I've
don't know.
heard of it, but I haven't had it.
It's a lot of people call it like dessert wine because it's that sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that
I
makes
can see
sense.
that.
Like I know there's a place in New York where we all grew up with that makes ice cream from wine, and it's seasonal. They make ice wine ice cream, and it's like they don't need to add sugar.
Sweeter than Moscato.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
So Moscato is a celebratory wine. It kind of is a dessert wine, but you can still cook with it.
Yeah, like
I don't think you can cook with ice wine.
If you're making a dessert,
It's too
maybe.
sweet. I think the sugar content is too high for it.
Yeah, I think
I think you would end up with like if you were trying to make like glaze, it would probably work. But if you were trying to use it as like part of the dish,
I don't even know if it's
not
that
reducing it,
I
probably
can see you using it as
not.
poaching liquid for fruit or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you could do
feel like
that.
that would be closer to it. Like I don't know kind of what the sugar looks like from it.
It would end up very caramelized. You can caramelize it. You can caramelize any
pretty much
fruit
anything
sugar.
that has enough sugar in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because there's
It would be
different
very
kinds of sugars and different ones cook differently.
No, I know.
right, but you can still. That just means that they caramelize at different temperatures.
Yeah, different temperatures, different rates. If you got a candy thermometer, you should be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like an elven thing, just because
I
compared
think
to IRL, it's expensive and like very sweet.
flavored potions.
That brings up something that
That
I've
is a
always
thing,
wondered: what do potions taste like?
Shit.
Yes. Yeah, like chemicals.
Yeah, I think that they would just taste like
Like medicine?
Like
if they never flavored cough syrup.
Ugh. Ugh.
That's my imagination.
Have you ever? I don't know if you guys have ever taken base chain amino acids.
No.
It's like a gym supplement, but anyway, it helps with muscle recovery. But they have unflavored ones, and I was like, man, I'll be super healthy, and I'll buy the unflavored ones. Big mistake. Always get the chocolate. The chocolate is like the way to go. Like protein, any kind of like supplement for like the gym. Always get chocolate. You can't go wrong.
Not vanilla?
Covers up all the flavors. No.
I will say that I would imagine some of them probably, at least like the medicinal, it would be like a liquid version of the medicinal powder that I had as a kid. I think in English it's...
Hold on, can we clarify?
I think in English it's powdered watermelon rind. It's extremely bitter.
I just for stream because that sounded...
Medicine?
Medicine? What are you saying?
Medicinal powder you used as a child.
Yeah, that's a common thing.
Yeah. There's certain things dentists use as a medicinal powder also. Yeah. I'm just putting it...
Right, I was explaining and then you interrupted me.
I know, I do that. I wanted to put it in the worst possible light.
That's fine. That I do that to you too. But yeah. It's in Chinese it's called 西瓜霜.
I know sigua means melon.
西瓜actually means watermelon.
Oh, does it really? Oh well.
Yeah.
I
Gua
specific.
is melon. Gua is melon. So Xigua is watermelon.
That's specifically
Nangua
water.
is pumpkin. Kugua is bitter melon. Donggua is winter melon.
Wintermelon's good.
Winter melon has no taste by itself. It has like a texture. It has a little bit of a taste, but not really. It's like, yeah, it is the Be Right Back screen. We're not starting until the 25 on the mark. Papa Wolf will be back. It is a short intermission, so people can go get drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if
drinks, go to
that
the
made it
bathroom.
clear. We're taking a short break. Yeah, and then we'll pick back up because everyone, just because this is usually a fairly long game.
Yeah. Bathroom
Also, thank you for the
breaks.
host, Moop.
Yay,
Yeah.
Moop.
Moop. No. It's a little bit confusing. I don't know if I updated my title properly. I might have, might not have. It's whatever. All right, guys. What's the second half going to be called?
Scritch goes food diving.
I
Oh,
already
yeah.
did that,
Well, no.
It's gonna be
diving for food with Scritch.
Ooh,
and
the
Al-
fate of a prince.
Oh
I wonder
god.
if Scritch gets seasick because right after we leave here, we're going on a boat.
We're not going right now.
Yeah, right after we eat, we're going on a boat.
You have to talk to them first,
I don't know.
Ferrum.
Talk to who? It's my boat.
It's not your
It's
boat.
Not your
It
boat.
is now.
We have
It
passage.
is
we
not
don't
your
own the
boat. You have passage. Yeah. You did not buy the boat.
Yeah, but once we're out at sea, all the gloves come off.
All
Once we're-
right. So does that mean that it would be okay for us to toss you overboard because?
Once we're in international waters. Well, you're my underlings. This still applies.
I mean, Rask is gonna get seasick, so he's. Spoiler alert: Rask doesn't like being on vehicles that are on water specifically, so boats.
Bashir's
Well,
only ever swam in small ponds. He's never been in like a large body of water before.
Rask is not sure about how to feel not being in the water, but like the motion is very different from what he's used to because he can equate wagons and stuff to walking
Right.
and like being carried, but he doesn't know how boats and rocking and swimming equate, and it messes with his head.
Yep, Rubik's never been on an ocean. Been on large rivers. but
Men in
that's-
tights.
That was probably by far the best rendition of Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's classic.
I've never seen it.
That sounds like heresy to me.
You
Also,
need to see it. If for someone who's
I have
plays
not seen a
D&D
lot of things.
For someone who plays D&D, you have to see it.
Okay.
it's fairly comical and lighthearted fun.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I grew up I grew up under a rock basically in terms of movies. The only movies I have ever seen are old Disney movies and Studio Ghibli stuff. And then Chinese soap operas and the Beijing opera stuff and the
I watched
Chinese stuff.
Raise the Red Lantern recently. That was interesting layers of philosophy there.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you name a popular movie, I'll be like, yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. So it's not like you're
I have
that
not seen
sheltered.
Spaceballs. I know about it.
Oh my god.
But Ferrum, if you does Wanda know about Huanzu Guge? I mean, she should know about it, but has she ever seen it?
What's it called?
Huanzu Guge.
Hold on.
What's wrong, Colonel Sanders? Chicken.
God, what? What?
Where did
It's
that
from Spaceballs.
Oh,
We're being
Okay.
jammed.
ludicrous speed.
Retsu, say it one more time. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Huanzu Guge.
Oh, it's 2:27 or not 2:27. Wow, 9:27.
It is 27 after the hour. We are
When I
waiting
pronounced it
for.
correctly, I got a
Right.
response. Of course.
Can you guys hear us?
Have you seen it, Ferrum? Probably
I
not.
have not seen it. Should I watch this?
Yes.
Yeah, she just recommended it to me, so I suppose we'll watch it at some point in the near future.
It's very
I'm
old.
gonna
It's very
need a
old.
spelling in Discord.
Hello?
Because there's no way
Can
I'm
you
gonna
guys
be able
hear
to
us?
figure that out.
Yes, we
Hey,
can
yeah.
hear you.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay, I never got an answer before, so I just thought I couldn't be heard.
I think you're muted, Andy.
I wasn't, but nobody was confirming it, so I didn't know.
I didn't hear
no, I
you
think
till
you're
just
still
then.
muted.
I think
For
we were
sure.
mid-conversation.
You might have gotten drowned out with the conversation.
Yeah, I did say it a few minutes ago. We got back at 25. You guys were just talking.
DM's late. Damn it.
Oh, you guys were just talking. We've been here.
Hey, real quick, Retsu, do you own a Taurus of any kind?
No,
Okay, never mind.
I do not own a Taurus, and if I ever did, it would probably end up being the judge, just because it would be interesting to see how
'Cause that'd
badly.
be fun. Yeah, it's a toy.
It would probably just hurt a lot to shoot that.
I
don't know.
prefer the Ford.
Yeah, well.
We just got a new
Anyway.
Anyway,
Meanwhile,
we're talking about guns and cars. I guess vehicles. And is
Things that
Caleb
go
back?
vroom.
Yeah, we've been
Are we
here.
ready to start?
Is Caleb and Andy back? Anybody know?
Wait, is Eric back?
No, we're not yet.
Should I call him?
We should probably
Yeah,
wait
yeah,
another
you should call
10, 20 hours.
Jay, do you have
Alright.
your phone right here? You want to give him my ring?
Yeah, I'll call him real quick. Hold on.
Oh, that's good.
You're gonna call him or you're gonna call him out?
No, I'm gonna call him real quick. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think they're back yet.
did they answer?
Hold on. It's ringing right now.
The connection's slow all the way out there in the boonies.
Oh. Hello? Jay?
Did you say what?
I can hear
What?
you.
There we
I
are.
can hear.
Hey, you guys back and ready to play D&D yet?
Yeah, I think we're good now. Sorry, we were just sitting here like fools.
All right, cool. Yeah, just want to make sure. All right, bye.
All right, thank you, bye.
Yeah, they're back.
They're back?
Yeah,
you
they're
sure?
back. Yeah, Andy confirmed it. We're good.
Changes back?
Wait,
It's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed.
I'm so happy I didn't put
Alright.
the way stream up. All this is on the VOD now.
it's fine. This is fine.
Well, you guys are still drinking. Well, you guys are just being served your drinks now after being given your orders. Since everybody at the table took their order or got their orders, Bashir, as she brings them their drinks, she looks to you and says, "What would would you
the
take
banana
your drink at the bar or the table?"
Bashir just like, he'll sit there for like a split second and just be like, try and like memorize the feeling of a stool that is a good height for him, and then he'll motion towards the table and then just start heading back over there because he doesn't want to be the only one sitting at the bar.
Rask is also gonna flag her down really quick, and point at Vree. She's with us.
All right then. I'll make sure I get her a drink as well.
Bashir will actually look back. Vree, why do you not join us over at the table?
I hear enough of your bickering as it is. And plus, if I'm going to be on a ship or who knows where we're going for how long, I'm going to need some moments of silence and very hard whiskey.
Well, is sitting 10 feet away from us really all the cure?
Yeah, that will
More
not
than I
be-
might have on that ship. And she just kind of looks at the behind the bar.
To be honest with you, that little distance will not shield you from our voices.
She laughs. Says, "Barkeep, your finest bottle." And she's just gonna hand her some whiskey, and she's gonna look at you all and says, "Then I'll take my bottle to go." And she walks out into the porch area that oversees the deck onto the water.
Bashir will just
You might have to loosen up a little bit.
Bashir will just shrug and look up at Rask. Apparently, she does not take to us.
Rask is just gonna look at all of us and then look at Vree and where Vree went. And it's like, I mean, it's do.
Did she pay for that?
No,
She just grab it and walk out?
We just said that she's with
No,
us. so now
we're gonna
getting
yeah,
the bill.
we're gonna pay it. It's fine.
Well, shit.
Rask will pay for it. But Rask is like confused. He's trying to figure out how that's gonna work between he's used to like men and women sleeping separately.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like Vree will have rope to herself.
Bashir would hope
Depend-
so.
Depends on the layout of the ship, I suppose. I mean, you're the one who's seen most of it so far.
Only inside.
Well, I
She's
hope that's
got a
where
big-
I'd be sleeping.
We did not
She's got a big
exit through
sword.
The top and later?
Cargo.
Ah,
Place to keep thing area for ship. Rask was under the deck. Is deck? That's what it's called, right?
Bashir was
Yes.
not, yeah.
Charades.
Well, we have I guess a few things we need to discuss. Well, first off, since somebody's waiting on it, what are we going to do with this wish that we have? Well, I guess that Jack and or Rubik have.
Thank you. The pixie just kind of throws up his hands, finally to be addressed.
Are you serious about your wish, Jack?
It's up for discussion.
Yeah, what exactly would we do with him other than keep him around as a figurehead?
We're gonna nail him to the front of the boat.
Veto.
Bashir's gonna look at Rask. Is wrong word. Mascot?
Put him in costume and make him dance.
Rask is getting increasingly confused because he does know the definition of these words, but he doesn't know what is happening. He's just imagining now he's just like little flying thing in costume, nailed to front of ship.
Is this our wish?
Rask just kind of cocks his head a little bit and he's like,
Pixie, is this within your power?
He looks horrified and he says, I don't know, why would you even wish that upon me?
It's not for you, it's for us. You might suffer, this is true, but we will enjoy it immensely.
That still doesn't help at all.
Yeah, but the wish is ours, right? Well, it's Jack's and mine, and
Bashir
what
will
other-
tap Farum on the shoulder. We should take into account that he is an intelligent being, at least. Not,
Okay. Maybe.
not torturous.
But he is royalty. Perhaps we should take suggestions from around the bar.
Well, this journey's supposed to be quite long. Maybe he has a way to speed it up.
Damn it, we weren't supposed to get right to the useful stuff yet.
Oh, sorry. Ooba Dooba, make me more food.
Chris just gonna pop up from the middle of the pile of food at the mention of more food.
Scritch would like more food if that's a thing. That could happen.
Right here, you haven't even touched yet. As I try to take some food before he dives in that section.
Before he goes and touches everything.
is he gonna snap his
As soon as I've been
teeth
pointed
out?
out, it's just going that way.
Are you gonna accidentally bite his finger?
Probably.
Bashir's still gonna be munching on some of his fingers before they go bad.
Rask has salted his, so they're kind of dried and a little bit more like jerky.
Yeah, Bashir doesn't really like the taste of salt all that much, so he usually eats before it goes bad and then gives the rotten food back to the forest. Which I don't know how he's gonna do that in a village, but find
Or
out.
on a ship.
Yeah.
Throw
Give
it overboard,
give
alright.
it back to the sea from where it didn't come from.
It's still just on the edge of a forest, so you could easily just dump it on the edge.
Yeah, he might do that.
But yeah, so you guys are just sitting around talking, the pixie kind of looks at you all nervously again. Please tell me you will come up with a better idea than nailing me to some sort of boat.
Would a
In
nail
costume.
not be too large and kill him instantly anyway?
Oh jeez, I can't believe we're still talking about this.
I can make small nails.
Small enough for that thing?
He's
We
just
won't
gonna
know
look
unless we try. If they're
Rask
too
is
big,
gonna
we have to
gesture
pull
at
them out
Ivan
and try
again. Rask is gonna gesture at Ivan again, and like, the suggestion for making trip go faster.
I agree with Ivan's plan. Although, if he can't do that, I suggest that he renounces his titles to me, and I become Prince of the Pixies.
But you're not Pixie. But he would have the title of Prince of the Pixies.
Brony Jack.
Making him a Prince of the Pixies.
I don't know how I can make your trip go faster when you're leaving the area. Unless you are coming through the forest and you needed to seek shelter or seek passage, then yes, I could help you. But I don't know how I can help you if you're leaving.
Can you
Well, I'm
put
trying
some?
to be creative with our wish, and you're not leaving us much of a choice.
I'm Prince of the Pixies now.
God. Raska's gonna pipe up now and just be like, if cannot help us, can help scaleless defend against
The townsfolk,
demons.
yes. Perhaps use your wish to broker a treaty between the pixies and this village for when the demons arrive.
They're quite far from the border. We've traveled several weeks, if not a month travel from the war front that will ravage the north.
Can pixies help in Warrenheim?
We try not to deal with combat of this sort.
Your magic is quite strong, though.
Yes, within the forest, and that is where we keep it. If it ever came to the forest, then yes, we would defend our home if we need be. And,
Bashir will motion to all the food on the table. At the very least, you could help prevent famine during wartime.
I mean, if that is what your wish is, I could help the people here do that. Yes.
Could you
Yeah.
tell us what your general response would be if thousands of demons rain down death in your forest?
My father would probably know what to do. I mean, he is the heir and ruler of...
God, you're one of those. More ale?
Bashir's rolling his eyes with with Rubik at this point. Sorry.
I don't know. That was a very, very large question to ask me. I wasn't ready for it. I suppose I would rally the troops and get my best pixie guards on their toes, and we would go and face them head on and defeat them in our forest.
Raska's gonna pipe up and say, royals get no do-overs. They die.
I'm aware of this. I'm well aware that I could die in battle. As he kind of seems nervous talking about it.
What if we bank the wish? Can we have this wish
Bank
later
it.
when we return from our harrowing journey to the north and into the demon-infested waters that is this ocean? As they,
I could save your wish for whenever you ever come back, or those of your same kin, if you were to die. As long as they shared your blood, I could save the wish for as long as I live.
I mean,
No
that second
blood.
part is very realistic of you. Perhaps you're not lying so much as not being aware of your mortal self in combat. So it's quite good. You know, a little darkness never hurts. The little pixies with your sparkly and your. Oh, I'm so happy.
I have very, very great teachers that my father makes sure that I am intelligent and wise in my choices. I know a thing or two, and I've been in battle before.
And you got caught in a teapot by a little girl.
She was like any other, and she was very quiet and stealthy, might I add. I was not prepared. I was going to the bathroom, taking a tinkle, and she caught me off guard.
And you didn't escape for 2
Clearly, your
weeks.
guards didn't help much either.
My guards, well, they weren't.
They probably
not
thought it was
aware of
funny
my-
as hell.
They weren't aware of my leaving. You see, my father keeps me under a tight lock and key, and now I can see why, since I get myself into these predicaments.
Clearly not too tight of a key.
Or lock.
No,
How long have you been gone for?
2 weeks.
We must be quite worried about you then.
I'm sure he's scouring the forest looking for me.
Oh, perhaps
How
we
large
bring him
is
back
it?
to his father and retrieve the award that way.
Yes, we could get the reward from the king instead of the prince and actually find someone with use.
We'll have to keep him, and
I
maybe
think
the
he just
longer
looks
we
like
keep
you're
him, the
a
greater the reward when we bring him back. We'll just get a teapot and bring him on the boat with us. You're coming on an adventure.
Raska's gonna
If you have
kind of-
Why would you want me to come with you? I'm useless. You wouldn't want me on the ocean.
You Think of it as an adventure for yourself. You say that you are cooped up most of the time.
Also, our robot seems to be a big fan.
He looks nervous. You just choose your wish and have your way. Whatever's done is done, and there's no point in talking sense into you bone collectors.
I say we bank the wish, and if he perishes in battle, then his kin fulfill the wish.
Who's kin?
The pixies.
His kin, the pixie's kin.
Well,
It's supposed to be your kid.
no, it works both ways. If I die, and I suppose I need to have children for this. I need to work on that. He kind of looks nervously even more now.
You doubt? You're saying if we die,
Oh, yes. You don't. You might not live as long as I do.
you don't.
Who knows?
Our powers.
Here.
We've come through a war-torn land, crossed the border where the demons ravaged the empire in the north, and I'm gonna go to the bar.
Rask is going to nudge Bashir and just say in Draconic, if we return to father? If we return him to his father, do we get double the wishes?
Bashir will respond in Draconic. Perhaps, but potentially the father will not see it as such. He might see it as us capturing him and keeping him hostage.
But we saved him.
True, but there is no proof as to that, and this one, as he sort of like nods his head slightly to the pixie, seems to be quite irritable.
You see, finally, he's on his hands and knees and he's begging you, Jack. Please just choose your wish and let me be free. Oh, thank you. And we will choose another. Please.
Even if we do not return, he's saying this in common to Jack, he could potentially help bone collectors if we do not.
We shall bank the wish. And you are free to return to your father.
Oh, that's an evil one, Kuuretsu.
He looks at the pixie, looks at you and says, yes, then, we have a deal. You will come back in time and redeem your wish then?
If not me, then a bone collector.
Well, it must be you or Rubik. I am only sworn to an oath of you or your kin.
The bone collector or kin, as he like motions to the table.
Well, I hope the wish will work that way. My magic only works as the laws have been written within my family's guidelines. I will hope for the best. He smiles. Well, if that is all then, bone collectors, I wish you all the best of luck, and please may all the Pixie Pantheon have may they have your stars and your guidance. And he's just going to bow and nervously leave and fly out the window.
Oh, and Pixie.
He stops? Yes.
Stay away from teapots.
and
children.
He rolls his eye and he's going to fly away.
If you didn't say it, I was going to.
So you guys are all still sitting at the table drinking and such, and Rubik, you're heading over to the bar. Is there anything you guys would like to do at the table, or obviously, Scritch, you're still eating your heart's content. There's so much food you could probably literally eat for hours.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah,
For
just
For Scritch.
Yeah, for Scritch to eat for hours, that's impressive.
We should use our
probably
wish to get Pepto-Bismol for Scritch.
They ain't gonna be able to move after, but
His movement speed
Will
is
his
just
belly
My
be
concern at
twice
that-
the size of him?
It's in that way. You can see he's got a pretty big belly, but he's moving as if there's nothing stopping him, and as if there's no weight that's been added. You can see he's still eating as if it was his first bite.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
That is my concern. Is from your description, it seems like there's enough food on this table to feed all of us, which means that technically the mass should be at least twice Scritch's body weight.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of food. There's more to feed you guys a couple days over. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to just continue to eat and drink and just kind of relax, you guys are more than welcome to.
Rask.
Yeah.
Remember that fellow we met in the Citadel? Dev, his name was.
Redskin.
Yes.
Swordsman. One who told me about polearm mastery.
Well, believe it or not, he's here.
He lives.
Rask is gonna blink and then he just gets a little bit excited. Dev is here.
Well, he's in. I mean, yes, he's in the prison at the moment. I mean, he told me so many stories. I mean, and I don't think anything he told me was the actual truth, other than that he didn't have any of his items. But he is here, and he wishes for us to get him out. I told him I would put in a good word, but that's about it.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, we're still here, are we not?
We should talk to Great Warden?
Grand Warden?
Grand
Grand.
Warden?
I want to say Grand.
Is it Grand or is it Great?
I think it's grand.
The Grand Warden is
Grand
the
Warden.
wardens.
Also,
Well,
other captain, warden captain? Warden leader, one who met with us. Or, yeah. Julian?
I think so.
Yep.
But yes, we can speak with them. I just wasn't sure. I mean, yes, he's helped us in the past. I mean, obviously he did something to put himself in jail. I'm not sure what that is yet.
Mm-mm.
We'll have to, I mean, we could figure that out when we speak with one of the higher ups of the wardens. I'm sure they'll give us the rap sheet on what he's done.
If
He doesn't. Go ahead.
Now Rask is just gonna be like, if he could come with.
I mean, we could. I suppose we could pose that as an ultimatum. I mean, stay here or come with us. I mean, he definitely is formidable in battle. I'm not sure of his character though.
He's good at killing.
Well, yes. I mean, so is Rubik, but Rubik at least. I don't know. I sense a weird vibe coming from him. Dev just seems off to me. He seems even less stable than Rubik.
Dev is a fiend.
True.
Wait, fiends are lawful evil, right? Or is that devils?
Devil. Well, there's demons and then there's devils. Both are
Devils
considered
are
fiends.
Demons are chaotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but is he? Do we know which one he is?
No, you don't. You're not sure what kind of fiend or where he starts or ends. Like you don't know where his lineage is. You never really got into that. All you know is that he is part fiend.
Okay.
If you think you can discern the truth from the lies, I mean, go speak with him. I'm not that great with people, so I really don't believe anything he says.
Ivan is smart. Rask not so much. Rask would just.
I may be more book smart, but you definitely you have the wisdom that leads you to see inside of what people are saying.
We can go talk to Dev tomorrow.
Yes, we could put that on the docket, and there's a few other things I suppose we have to talk about. I mean, their whole mission. Are we to leave as soon as we can? I mean, I'm not sure when we're going to hear back from the Pegasus from Lord Vulcan, but do we have a time frame?
Rask is gonna look at Rubik. For that.
You look over at Rubik and you see he's standing at the bar waiting for the barkeep to approach him.
Rubik.
Rubik, what's your passive?
I'm here.
Well, what is your passive perception, Rubik?
It is 12.
Yeah, you can hear your name being shouted over from the. It sounds like it's coming from the group of your associates and comrades.
Did I have time to interact with the barkeep or no?
The barkeep, you did flag her down. She's coming in a moment. She just had to go to the back.
I yell over, what is it?
When are we leaving? When? It can't be tomorrow.
I don't. When the soon. Tonight.
Huh?
As you guys are shouting, you eventually see one of the sailors stands up and points to the other one. You're cheating! I know you're cheating! And the other guy stands up and you see him pull out like a small dagger. You calling me a cheater? I ain't calling you handsome. And you see kind of like staggers, and one of the other guys gets up. Now, guys, let's not. He slaps his hand. No, I challenge him. I challenge him to a wheel. And they all come. They challenge him. They challenge to the wheel. And you see that they're gonna walk over to the center of the tavern. They're going to move a couple tables.
Yes.
Eventually, a large ship wheel is now brought out, and it's set up horizontally, facing upward. So it almost looks like a roulette table that you could spin. You see each one of the men gets on each side of it, holding on to both reins, or both handlebars. Many handlebars around the giant wheel, and they're hanging on. And you can see all the sailors are now gathered around. They're taking bets. All right, take your bets, people. And you see the sailor walks over to your guys' table. You might want to take your bets. This is going to be a good show. And he's going to walk over and he says, all right, it looks like we have a cheater, and we have someone who's not calling him handsome, that's for sure. And he starts placing bets immediately. And you see a lot of the sailors are betting on the larger half-orc than the drunk human who seems to have called the half-orc out.
Rask is gonna wave him back over and just ask, "What is the wheel?"
You've got to be kidding me! You've never heard of the wheel?
Newcomers.
Heard of a wheel before?
Well, let me tell you, it's a game that that most of pirates, merchants, anybody who sails the seas plays. Now you see, wheels is very simple. You take an old wheel from a ship, you see, that's sunk or, you're taken from another ship or won. Nonetheless, you take a giant ship wheel, you see, you put it in the middle of the room, you put it on a spoke of a wagon, you drill it into a giant wooden cone so it doesn't go anywhere from the bottom. As it spins, each person will have to push left or right. They'll have to either adjust or make sure that they can stop the other one from cranking them over to the other side of the wheel. The first person to let go of the wheel loses. So it's almost like you're playing on a giant, what are those things where you can like stand them and spin, and they would just like spin around and around in playgrounds, kind of?
Like a log roll?
It's kind of like a log roll in a sense. Yeah, you basically have to sit there and you could be jerked back and forth, and if you let go of the wheel whatsoever, you lose.
Oh, like a merry-go-round?
Yeah, no, not a merry-go-round. There's the things at playgrounds where they have bars on them, and all they do is spin, and you can make them go really fast. That's all they do.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
They don't really have a name. I don't think they have a name, and if they do, it's really weird.
They have a name. I want to say.
I'm so confused.
A carousel, maybe? It's like a merry-go-round, but picture it like it goes in a circle, but there's no motor or engine.
No, that is a merry-go-round.
It's a merry-go-round.
A carousel is a motorized merry-go-round.
Okay, so it is a merry-go-round.
Yeah.
It's just like the loose one where the kids would have to push each other. Like you would stand on it, and the kids would have to push it.
Yeah.
And like spin the people in it.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. And
So
they're trying not to let the other person push them.
You have to be picturing it. You're hanging onto a wheel on each end. You're stretching as far as you can. The other person's doing the same thing. While they're jerking back and forth, they can spin you, and you have to move. If they spin the wheel out of your hand, one of your hands, you lose.
So it's like one person's going clockwise and the other's going counterclockwise.
Basically, watch the video I just posted.
It's basically like tug and pull.
Not really.
It's not. Hold on, guys. It's a similar mechanic to that, but they're standing on each side of a wheel, a giant like ship wheel that you would spin with your hands that you direct a ship with.
Oh, they're actually standing on it.
They're not standing on it. Oh my god. Okay, guys.
Do you want to draw a diagram for us?
Yeah, stop talking for a second. I will describe it and then I will draw a diagram. But pretty much they're standing in front of a wheel that is laid out like a table, like a roulette table that you spin. Okay? Now there are handlebars. Each person grabs onto one of the spokes of the handlebars as they're staring at each other. They're basically face to face. Now they're standing in front of it. They're not standing on it. They're standing in front of it. As they push, they can jerk the wheel with either arm, and that's spinning the other person. You have to hang on with each arm.
Okay.
So hold on. I'll try to draw it. I'll try to draw
Okay.
it.
They're trying
here's
to
a-
rip it out of the other person's grip.
Yes.
Here's a simple explanation. Ready? So you have a car steering wheel, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh god.
Okay, there's one person on one side, there's one person on the other, and you're trying to get the other person off of the steering wheel by jerking it left or right.
Yeah. It's like a tug of war with a wheel.
What you're talking about at this point?
I kind of have an image, but I'm also just like, what does it? You have to stay in the same spot. Like, do you have to stand in the same spot, or can you move with the turning of the wheel?
You basically can be jerked around. Like I said, the only way you lose is when you're basically when the wheel is jerked out of your hands. If you lose it out of one of your hand, and if it's someone jerks it out of which way, then you lose.
So it's like a very odd tug of war.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a tug of war with a ship wheel, and it's just like this. I'm drawing it on the map right now. So that's the wheel. It's centered on it's stayed on a cone, and there's one guy. Here's the other guy right here. I'm drawing him right now. And they grab each side.
Okay.
And they jerk it from me. Like, you basically have to, like, you can dig people out. You basically, there's reflex and strength rolls that you make between one another, and you can basically you could spin somebody right off the wheel. They could fly right off to the side. You could break someone's arm. You could easily kind of like go each way, or there's several different ways. But it's actually a game that they used to play. Like, it's actual game that's actually like it is something that I've looked up.
Okay, I'm just really confused because I thought the wheel was bigger, and then you were like stretched out over it as far as your arms could go, and then you're.
Well, a ship wheel is actually very big. Like, if you actually like a real one in real life, if you stretch your arms out, it's pretty much almost the length of a 6 foot person in a sense. It's a very big wheel.
My confusion was that if it were the size that I thought it was, what is preventing the person just from like leaning over and like laying on the wheel and holding on while the other person moves it?
Yeah, the person who's moving can spin it very fast while they're running, and then you can flung up. You can do whatever you want, but you just have to stay and not let go. That's it. There's no rules other than that.
Just don't let go.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I get it now. I get it.
Okay, good. I'm glad. It was a little bit confusing with the
Can we go over it one more time?
I get the point of it enough. Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes too long.
Understand what you're going for.
So it's vertical, right?
What happens if it's a square?
Right. It's like, picture this when you're on The Price is Right and they almost spin the wheel too hard, and you imagine them getting sucked under. That's kind of like this. You're playing with usually playing with very strong people who can whip that wheel, and they can either break your arm, get like jabbed, or like they could you could get pretty messed up from playing this game. So it's not an easy game, and usually people who play this play for a lot of money, and it's usually big, very strong people who are confident in their abilities to do so. So you see that these two sailors one has called the other one out to this challenge, since he called him a cheat. They were playing obviously playing a game of knuckles over on the table. You can see with the dice and such, and the smaller pools of money they already have. But they're now taking bets on who's going to be on this one. So if you guys are interested,
More sober. Can I tell?
which one's more sober? The half orc looks much more so. Like he's already growled. Like, you can see he's already more in the mood. He's been called out. He doesn't seem as drunk. He's much larger. The human, on the other hand, is kind of staggering, and you can see that there's an elf she's trying to talk him out of it.
He's got that drunken strength though.
He also has no self-preservation, so.
Yeah, go ahead and break my arm.
You see that after explaining the rules to you all, he says, "Would any of you like to take any bets then?"
Rask would like to try.
All right. He smiles. Trying is good. Now let's reach into that pocket of yours and see how much you can try to give me.
The smaller one, and I'll kind of just slide it across the table.
The guy kind of raises his brow. We have 100 gold from the... What is your name, sir?
Ivan.
Ivan, from the Ivan over here.
Ivan.
And what about the rest of you? Because he seems very eager that one of you is already, like, confident of 100 gold. He's wondering what else you guys are made of.
Bashir is going to point towards the wheel and at Rask, you wish to participate in that bet, yes?
Rask just like nods his head.
The sailor smiles and says, "Well, don't go far then. If you're looking for a challenge, there's always the victor afterwards to challenge." She smiles, and that's usually even more money. Please, any more bets? We're going to take more bets, and we'll get these gentlemen started. The half-orc looks more pissed off by the second we wait.
Rask will match Ivan's bet.
Ooh, all right, 100 on the half-orc?
Yeah.
Or no, 100
on the human.
On the human, okay, so all right. So he kind of looks at you both confused. The human, am I hearing this correctly?
Well, look at my odds. If I win, what are my winnings?
We'll
Quite
see.
large, I assume.
We'll see at the end here. He doesn't want to admit anything, and he kind of pulls the money and he says, "All right. Any of the rest of you mercenaries wish to bet on this?"
I'm betting against Ivan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so on the half-orc. So he takes your money and seems very confident. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll get this back with a good chunk back. And he smiles and looks over at you, Ivan, and then kind of like smiles. Don't worry. You guys got some chances.
Rask does not have a prehensile tail. That doesn't work. Rask can't hold on to the ship wheel with his tail. That's just
he looks over to you, Scritch, you're sitting on or no, you're not sitting on Rask's shoulder anymore, but you're sitting in the middle of the table, just kind of like gnawing on a bone and like has food all over him. What about you, my small friend? Are you interested in making a wager?
No, Scritch don't care. Scritch too busy eating.
You don't care, but think about this, my friend. If one of these gentlemen wins, you can
mid sentence, Scritch is just gonna chuck the bone at him.
Right, roll me a dex or a ranged attack.
14.
You throw it and it narrowly misses him. You actually see him kind of duck, and he steps back. Jesus, all right, I'll take the hit. Well, what about you, my fine metal friend? As he looks over at you, Jack, and he kind of sees his reflection, and he fixes his hair a little bit. There we go. What do you say, my friend?
I'll put 50 gold on each one.
An interesting bet of tactics, of course. Thank you, sir. He collects the money and writes it down. And you see, even some of the other sailors there are confused by that. They've never thought about betting on two people, it seems, before. He eventually looks over at the bar, and you see he's about to walk over to Vree and says, "If you want that bag of money shoved up your," and he just says, "Okay then." And how about you, sir, dwarf? What about you?
Wait, I thought Vree was outside.
Oh, that's right, she is outside. Well, yeah. So you hear her shout something, but you don't hear exactly what she says. Then, as he is approaching her.
Oof.
And what about you, my fine friend? You seem to have a very good knack and for magical, and it looks like very well equipped items here. Maybe you have
Watch your skull on my belt also.
Of course not. So all bets are final. Then it seems. Let us get this party started. And you see that he's going to walk over to the half-orc and the human. He's going to stand in the middle, or he's going to, like, stand over to the middle on the edge. And he's going to look to both of them. As he gets up on the wheel, he says, "All right, my friends, now you know the rules. The first one to lose one hand off the wheel loses. Now, anything goes. And I mean anything goes." He smiles. "On your marks, get set." And he's going to jump off the wheel. And they're going to start tugging back and forth very violently. And you can see the humans getting jerked around like a little ragdoll as the half-orc is shaking him violently. As you all remember Rubik shaking the people before he threw them into the lava pit.
Good times.
His technique could be better.
The first roll is going to be the drunk human. The second roll is the half-orc.
Oh, dumb. Yeah.
And the last rolls.
Now who's the baby?
You see the human gets thrown across the room, and when he does, he breaks through a table and two chairs, and you see that he's just laying there, and he's not even moving. He's just laying there like he's almost dead. Instantly, you see the elf that was trying to talk him out of it, and some of his crewmates run over to him, and the half-orc just kind of cheers. "I told you not to call me a cheat. Next time, you'll be lucky if I let you live." And he spits at him as he's on the ground. And he walks over to the bar, very, very happy of his accomplishment. And
how many aces fall out of his sleeve?
You see that you see the guy who took the bets is going to start paying people. Rubik, You are now obviously waiting long enough for the barkeep to come over. She approaches you and she says, "Sorry about that. I had to get some more ale out of the back. It seems that those sailors have been drinking more than I can keep up with."
Yes, seems they like to drink. This is good. Speaking of which, DM, I ordered all 3 drinks. Which one did I like the most? The ale, I assume.
Out of the 3, yeah. Oh yeah, you love the ale the most. The other
Okay.
the others almost don't compare.
Okay. I ask her. So how much of this ale? You said you have your good stock, yeah.
Yeah, yes, of course I'm in good stock. I have a couple kegs actually. I would say between 14 to 20 at least left.
Oh, excellent. And how much for a keg?
Oh, well, if you're looking to buy a keg from me, I'll sell it to you for, well, I guess I'll sell it to you for 85 silver.
85 silver. And how many kegs did you have?
God. Oh no.
Well, I guess I should be warn you. I should warn you first. I will
Yes,
only
if you have a
part with.
limit.
I will only part with 2 if you're looking to buy any more than 1.
And if I gave you 3 gold for 3 kegs, would that suffice for 3?
She kind of stops rubbing the inside of one of the tankards like with a rag and just kind of like thinks about it for a moment.
Wait, before you answer, with the caveat that I stamp them with a seal and you transport them to a merchant ship that's leaving port soon.
You want me to deliver them to a ship?
Yes, you get a running boy to take them to one of the ships near the docks here. The big one.
That's the Silver Scales.
Yes, the big silver scales, sure.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
Silver
it.
Lantern you're referring to. That ship is off limits to anybody else but the merchants themselves.
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh, she looks confused and she kind of thinks about it for a moment. Do you want to just give her the gold now, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, I just set the gold on there, and I said, take me in the back room. I'll stamp them, you ship them, and it'll be fine. I give you another 50 silver for your troubles.
Roll a persuasion check. And while all of you are kind of like watching all they pick up their friend, you see that the guy taking the bets is going to be giving you your gold, but he looks over to you, Rask, and says, "Well, my friend, it seems that the half orc is victorious. Now might be your turn at the wheel." As he raises his eyebrows at you. Let's not let the night's festivities end there. The night's young.
Rask is actually gonna ask what ship they're from. The 2 are from. The ship
When
they're
you
sailing.
say that, you see the guy at the piano actually stops, and they all kind of like stop, like they kind of stop moving for a moment, and the guy says, "You don't know where we're from. You must be kidding." He must be kidding. We are actually from the Silver Scale. We're one of the greatest merchant ships of all time.
Both of you.
All of us, yes. And he points to all of the crew here. Well, we're not really. We're what you call, I guess, associates or sub-members. We're not really the bread and butter. We're just grunts, if you will. I'm a bard above the ship. Bricio is my name. As he bows.
And you know Dovin?
Yes, Yes, of course I know Dovin. He's one of the greatest chefs I've ever met.
And Marco.
Oh, that mischievous fellow. He has a hard time, and I mean a very hard time, trying to settle down with a certain someone. And then he looks over to the crew as they all kind of start laughing. He's a little heartstrung, if you will. But yes, I'm actually the storyteller of the Silver Scales. Abrizio knows all of those tales and all of their adventures, if you will. The captain himself takes me on many of his missions with only several other members. I've seen quite a bit more than what the other members could tell you. I'm the historian, their storyteller, and their songwriter. I take great pride in it. But yes, anything of the Silver Scale we know most about, all over the northern coast of Zeldine.
Ask is just kind of gonna rub his chin and just... Rask will try the wheel against someone.
Oh.
And you see Abrizio is super excited. Well, it seems we have It seems we have a challenge here, and he's gonna go over and Rubik, you're gonna go in the back and take a look at those kegs.
Yeah, I was gonna go in the back and do a couple of things.
Okay.
Back there. If you want me to just describe them quick, I can just do that.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna. I have sealing wax. I was gonna put a little seal from the wardens on each of the kegs, like boop, 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 and put a little seal, and then I was gonna write a little letter, and one of the sealing stamps, like attach the letter and just say like Rubik of the Bone Collectors will be joining you shortly with the blessings of the warden to have you assist them in a mission of utmost importance and of safety to the realm and the world at large. And
these are some important kegs.
and I say P.S. Oh yeah, these are gifts for the men.
Okay. Rask is actually gonna pipe up and say that Rask will bet money, but if Rask wins, Rask wants to meet Jemai Gerard.
And when you say that, you see the bard stops in his tracks. I can try to gain an audience with my liege, but he's very busy, you see. He's quite a popular gentleman. I will do my best, though. Let's see here. Brutus, and he's going to clap his hands as the half-orc turns. Huh? We have a challenger here. Come over here now, friend. Come on. But Drake, the dwarf is off distracting the bartender. We don't know what's going on back there, or do we, as he winks to everybody. But seriously, get over here. We have a challenger, friend. There's to be had.
I nod at the bard when he says that.
And he says, now for your meetings. So you guys are going to receive... since unfortunately you lost...
I get double my gold?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Yep. Rask, you're actually going to receive 235 gold.
Sweet.
And
Nice.
and 65 electrum, yeah.
Okay, so I paid 100, so I get 135.
F back, yes.
Okay, I will write this down.
Yeah, please write it down. 135 gold and 65 electrum. And Jack, you receive your 50 back plus another 15 gold.
Yeah. That's how you make money, people.
You see the bard looks at a copper piece that's kind of in the dust, kind of left behind. And here you go, friend, for making a valiant effort in betting on both parties.
Rask will split off 100 to hand to Ivan to replace the 100 that he bet.
Oh, that was nothing. It's fine. Honestly, I'm about to bet on you as well.
You should bet on me. I will rip off puny lizard arms.
How big is he?
He is about 6'3", and he's a little over 300 pounds.
Okay, Rask is lighter, but he's an inch taller. But he's sitting down right now, so Rask is gonna stand.
The half-orc kind of halts for a moment and takes your stature. Big lizard, more fun. He smiles.
You want bigger lizard?
And he looks confused as you say that. How you get bigger? As he wants to know how you get bigger.
I'm gonna look at Ivan. You want bigger lizard?
I look up and see how tall the ceiling is.
Good point. You look up and you can see that they're joist ceilings, but there are beams everywhere and chandeliers, and there's fish trophies hanging everywhere, and there's nets. You could tell that you could do it, but you would probably trap Rask and probably cause lots of damage. But that's just an assumption. As long as Rask rolls well and doesn't have any problems, but it might not be as easy. If you want to do it, you might be better off taking the wheel outside.
No.
Leave
the
bone collectors on this tavern.
Maybe just one stage, not two.
Okay, so bigger, but not biggest.
Yeah.
Okay. Rask is gonna take this advice and cast Giant's... Well, not cast. Activate Giant's Might on himself and just double the size.
Okay. So I believe, how much more do you grow? Like another foot and something?
I double in size. Or I double in size category, but I think I only grow like 1 foot.
Yeah. Okay. You see that the half orc sees this, and he kind of looks stunned, and he kind of adjusts his eyes and rubs them. What? That's cheating. And the human that he pummeled says, "You're a cheater, you piece of shit."
I remember what happened to the last person who called someone a cheater.
And he kind of looks angry as you say that.
But Rask is also gonna look at the bard and said he said anything goes.
It is right, Brunos. You cannot get mad. That's just part of the game. And he whispers to the bard, and the bard kind of laughs and says, "Unfortunately, I don't have those abilities or spells. I can't make you bigger, friend." And
just make him smaller.
And he says, "But I do know one thing. If you try your hardest, you might succeed. And I believe in you, friend. For the silver scales." And Bruce smiles. "For the silver scales."
Can I walk over to Rask real quick?
Yeah. You see that the bard is going to walk back over to you, Scritch. He says, "Now I know we left on bad terms, but do you want to bet this time?" It is your friend, after all. You could get more money to make more food, or to get more food later.
Hold on.
And you see that he really sees your kryptonite, and he smiles at the rest of your group. Like he's like, "Okay, I get what you guys are doing now. It's all about food. It's food with this guy."
200 gold on my friend.
Oh, he kind of steps back. 200 gold? Who is a goblin of your stature carries such gold? And you as you hand him the pouch of gold, he kind of looks just jaw-dropped in a sense. "Your mercenary guild must pay you very handsomely, little goblin. You deceive me far beyond my means. I apologize." And he's going to bow to you. 200 gold from the master goblin as he raises the money, and you see the other sailors cheer. As this happens, all of you roll a perception check.
Oh no!
Oh, he about to die.
Man. Okay.
11.
Hey, I'm good at that one. Hell yeah, dirty 20.
Oh, Rubik!
Yeah.
Oh my god, Rubik, from the frickin' door.
Hey, what's going on over there?
What's going on? What are you doing out here?
What's the goblin doing?
Rubik's seeing this just happen, and it's just gonna and he's of course he rolls a natural 20 coming in he's just Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible here.
I turn to all the sailors of the Silver Sail and say, "I'm your boss now."
Rubik, as you walk out of the door and kind of walk out and say that, you actually see the doors open up, and across the way you see several more Silver Scales members standing in the doorway as it grows quiet.
Hi guys.
What's the feeling right now in the bar? Describe the environment, the tents, the atmosphere. We want to know.
Even the half orc himself is kind of shocked and jaw dropped. The bard is not moving an inch. The piano player stopped, and even before you hear the woman that was talking to you. She kind of leans over. "That is their captain, Gerard." And you see a halfling with a beautiful diamond eye on his left eye, standing there, and he looks very elegant, very very nice clothing, beautiful, very nice jewelry. But he is being accompanied by a very large group of other warriors and pirates, and you can see that these guys are quite to the stature of your own efforts. They look very similar in stature to yourselves. You can tell that not only are you outnumbered, but these guys look like they've seen the world a little bit more or have a lot more experience. These isn't a regular crew of people. These guys are very, very, very intimidating as they enter the room. As Gerard is standing there, and he's obviously one of the shortest people there, but controls the entirety of the room. As he looks around, he sees everyone kind of standing around the wheel, and then he looks over at you, Rubik, as you obviously said what you said, entering the room as well at the same time he did. And he's going to stare at the room with not really an expression on his face, just kind of glaring at everybody. And he does another look over and he says, "Well then, you heard him, boys. You work for him now." And the soldiers that are standing in the center of the room are confused. "Well, don't just stand there. He obviously has a job for you."
We sail to the north, through the gates of hell, to fight the demon onslaught that comes to devour the empires of the south. It'll be a grand time. Blood will be spilt. Your brothers will be lost. Hug them now. Kiss your wives. Say goodbye to your children.
Bashir will like, hold up his glass and just go, yeah!
As one lonely kobold said this as cheers to Rubik's thing, Rubik, roll a persuasion or a deception check.
I mean, it's
Truth.
slightly true. It's more true than not.
Can my cheering give him advantages like 8?
I honestly, I will say, Bashir, your cheer gives him advantage on this. Yes.
Wait, so, quick question. Clearly all of us noticed this because there's no not noticing this.
Oh yeah, you guys notice this. You guys are like caught in the middle of this, and you can feel the tension.
Do I see the two with him, or that I know?
You only see Marco, and he's actually off to the left-hand side. And you can see that he's kind of standing there, and he's looking around the room, and he notices you and waves to you, kind of like a kid in like kind of like at a concert, and he's just waving to you while the cameras are rolling in a sense. Hey, it's you. It's Rask. I know him. And you see a larger orc kind of hit him in the chest. Shut up! The captain's talking. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, Rask ducks his head, kind of acknowledging him.
And you see Gerard looks over at you, Rask, and smiles. You are the one I'm also looking for. It seems that I found all my fish in a barrel. And a lot of his men kind of start laughing. Go on now, keep playing your game. I don't want to interrupt. It seems that the stakes were getting high. Last I heard, a goblin just raised the stakes by 200 gold, if I wasn't mistaken, as he looks over at the table and sees Scritch covered in food. And it's just like, basically like sitting in between a pie and a large goose, like a goose that's been cooked, roasted. And you see that he's just covered in food and hanging on to another, like a giant goose leg. His men start filling into the bar, and there's about 20 of them, and they kind of like fill in the door shuts, and it's very quiet. And the rest of the men step back from the wheels. It's now just Rask and the orc. Rubik, not only did you notice Gerard step into the room though, but you actually noticed the half orc. The half orc has actually put on what looks to be some sort of ring.
The half orc that's about to compete.
Yes. That's you noticed it out of everybody. There's one other person who noticed it as well, who got the 18.
That's me.
Yes, with an 18, just an 18. Rask, you were close. With an 18, Jack, you also noticed the half orc put on the ring.
Would I notice? I got a dirty 20.
Oh yes, Bashir. Yep, you would have noticed as well.
Did you still want me to roll for whatever that?
Persuasion
persuasion or deception with advantage from Bashir cheering for you after your speech of
oh shit!
Really, the spectrum is natural 20, natural 1. How can you get how
the way Rubik functions?
After you say that, the captain seems very pleased with your response and the energy of the room, and he's gonna watch. He seems entertained. You see one of his members pulls the captain up a chair, and they sit him down, and he's sitting there, and then the barkeep brings him a drink, of course on the house, and he says, "Go on now, Brutus, no mercy." As the halfling smiles, and you can see he's even got a couple gold and platinum teeth that he's had implanted, and Brutus looks very nervous as his captain is watching. Yes, sir.
This has taken more than a minute, right?
What's up, Rask?
This has taken longer than a minute for everything this to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I shrink that down to normal size.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see that he says anything goes as he snarls at you, and he's going to grab the wheel.
Rask is going to turn to Jack because Jack was walking up to him, right?
Yes.
Correct. Jack is going to say, "May Skirt be with you," and touch Rask on the shoulder and cast haste on him.
Oh, all right.
Oh boy.
Just hear the skirt talk.
Yes, you do hear skirt.
In between bites, he's just gonna yell,
Scritch for skirt too.
Alright.
Someone have to place a bet. I would like to actually match the goblins. I'll do 200 on my lizard folk friend here.
And the bard, you see, he kind of all right then, and he's going to walk over and he's going to take the money. Wow. All right then. That's quite a bit of money now we have here. Do I have any other takers? As he looks over at Jack to see if you're going to bet on both parties this time.
I'm just gonna like nod my head no.
No.
Nah.
Shake, yeah. Not
Shake, sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
No.
Just nod your head up.
Do a diagonal type action.
I'd nod that it is not alright
Gotta
that you
use those
nodded your head
hydraulics that you
saying
got
no.
built in, right?
Minor
Malfunction.
malfunction.
Render malfunction.
So the bar just kind of smiles and says, "All right then, no bets on either party. So we will get going then and get this party on the road." He looks nervously over at the captain, and Gerard nods to him to keep going. And all right then.
Wait, does he nod or does he shake?
He nods
Okay.
In
Just want to
approval.
make sure.
in approval.
I'm gonna stand like close to Rask, but not like right up on him. Like within like 10 feet, we'll say.
All right. So you still stay close to Raz, kind of supporting him from the back, and you see that the Arbreeze is going to he's going to step forward. He says, "All right, gentlemen, we know the rules here. Anything goes. Just do not remove any of your hands from this wheel. Is that understood?" "Understood."
Rask is going to nod, but he's gonna, instead of going bigger again, he's going to activate his Storm Rune, which is on his shield. That's on his back at the moment. So it's actually going to glow pretty bright.
And Rask, I will say you could use your growth still for this because there was a bit of an interruption for the theatrical part of that.
No, it's fine. I mean, I can do both, but if you give me the growth, then I won't do this. But I think it's more interesting if he does this.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't mind. Anything goes, right? Yeah.
You could try to once this starts. You could try to tie your hands, but
No. Rask won't.
Just your teeth.
you can't let go.
No, it's Storm Rune. So I don't know what color glow. Probably white.
Oh, yeah, it's whatever the color you'd like it to glow.
Like, yeah, sure,
There,
whatever.
you
You pick a color. I don't know what color you would like.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah, dealer's choice. Go. DM's choice.
Yeah, we'll go with like a stormy whitish purple. It's kind of crackling and lightning across the effects of the rune itself, as if there's a storm inside of it.
Actually,
And,
and it's actually armor, which is
Okay.
my shield is by the table. I took
Okay.
everything off. Yeah. I forgot that I put it on the armor because I don't have magical armor.
So you see when this happens, the half orc kind of stares at you and says, "Get ready." And you see that the bard is going to, Breeze is going to say, "Are you ready?
To rumble.
Set, go!" And he's going to raise his hand. All right, Rask, roll initiative.
Okay. Well,
It's a trap.
is initiative considered like an ability or or a skill check? No, right?
No,
No.
Okay,
Initiative.
cool.
no, it's not. I had, yeah, I remember me and Rubik had to look that up a long time ago.
Oh, actually, I could be wrong on that.
I don't believe it is. I think we had to look this up before.
For a
What are you
skill
looking
check.
for?
I'm gonna say yes because you get your jack of all trades bonus to your initiative.
That's what
and
I was
jack of all
thinking
trades
of. The bars,
applies
jack of all trades. There was a ruling on that recently.
That's what I mean, though. I think there was a ruling on that says it does that. I don't think that apply. It doesn't matter though, because
Well, jack
I forget
of all
why.
trades does apply to initiative, so that's why I think it does.
I would say Jack of all trades does, but I would say for this instance,
It's fine. You already said no, and I just rolled. It's fine. I'm
Okay.
not gonna argue against using my stuff or not.
right? Well, yeah, you beat him in initiative by far. He got a 8, and you got a 30-20.
Okay.
You go first, so you get to choose whether you want to. Pretty much, you get to choose which direction you want to go, and you make a strength check, or you can make use and get advantage on a reflex, or not a reflex. I'm sorry, but a a dexterity saving throw.
He would. Can I do a quick insight check to, like, if I can see which way he's gonna go?
I will allow that.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
I will allow this.
I never really thought about that, but yeah, I will allow it.
Right, trying to read your opponent there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you got advantage, I will definitely allow it. Or since you got initiative, I would say.
Okay, 12.
12. Let's see if you could read this half orc here.
How?
Oh yeah, you can read him pretty well. You can see
Like
he's
a book.
blatantly staring at your right arm.
He's staring at my right arm.
Yep.
So if he's staring at my right arm, meaning he's gonna jerk it out of that arm, or
From what you can tell, it looks like he's going to push it towards your right.
towards my right. So.
So he would be turning the wheel right.
Is that stage right or?
Clockwise.
Clockwise, yeah. Right? Or counterclockwise?
His right or Retsu's right? Or Rest right?
Retsu's right.
So it's counterclockwise then. So
Yes,
he's gonna.
counterclockwise.
So, in order to do that, he would go this way. So I would actually spin the wheel in the same direction and try to jerk it out of his hands that way.
Okay.
So right.
All right. Well, so if you're gonna push, so he's gonna push it towards your right. So you could either reflex it, or you could either try to reflex it and save it, or you could try to push it back towards him.
I'm gonna push it back towards him then.
All right. Then you both roll a strength check.
Okay.
So you're basically like clashing like two rams right here. You're both gonna push towards the right.
Yeah. Okay. And I get advantage on this.
Ooh.
Oof.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
What's his
Okay.
bonus? Shit.
You see that it's a tie. They both clash, and the wheels. It's almost like you can see Rask predicted his movement, and Rask himself was able to stop the onslaught of the wheel, and it's just a dirty tie. You can see that the wheel kind of stiffens, and you can hear all the wood bending as they're both pushing to the right. And you see the half orc is thrown off by that completely, Rask, and then stops, and you can see he's now like kind of like trying to deke you out, and you can feel the pressure release as you're both now staggering back and forth, and the wheel's loose again now. It is going to be your turn to go offensive or defensive. Do you wish to wait your turn and get advantage on a reflex, or do you want to stay and make a strength check on left or right?
I'll take the strength check.
All right, left or right? Get a Rask!
He's gonna go the same direction that he did last time.
Oh, all right, right again.
Yeah, so. You now want this wheel to snap from the battle of manly might. Alright.
Ooh, not so good on this time.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. So you see that you whip him around, and he actually spins around the room, and you actually lift him off of his feet.
But does he let go?
Still hanging on, but you threw him, and he's kind of like half on one knee and being dragged at this point, and he's kind of like trying to stand up now, Rask. Because he failed, it's now going to be your turn again. You can either save and wait and get an advantage on the reflex or on your dexterity, or you can go again for another strength.
Going again for another strength.
All right. Which way would you like to push the wheel?
Can I tell which one seems looser on his hand?
The one that seems loosest gripped right now would be his left, since you spun him around all the way to the right.
So
you
what
almost have traded places, and he's like dragging halfway. So his left arm is super weak right now. He has like no strength in his left. Like right now, this would be the perfect time to just like at this point you put him in a checkmate.
Okay.
As long as you get this successfully.
I'll
So it's
continue.
more of a check than a checkmate.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I know. Thank you.
I'm gonna continue the same then.
All right.
To try and pull it out of that same hand. Oof. Okay. I'm glad. 19.
So you continue to go in the same direction. He actually just falls face flat right on the ground as he lets go of the wheel completely, and everyone just cheers in the bar. And you see the Silver Scale members are all disappointed as they're all boo. They're kind of boo. Oh, yeah, that was cheap. And
Rask, the ship wheel in victory by himself.
If you want to pick it up,
Yeah, roll me a strength check.
Okay. This is for amusement purposes.
That's how you throw your back out.
Bonks himself in the face.
Ooh.
It's a 10.
You try to, but you realize the giant wooden cone that they rolled it out here is literally itself 300 pounds. When you try to pick it up, you stop and you just kind of let it go.
Okay. He's just gonna let go. It's like, yeah. But he's gonna actually walk
You
over.
see the bard, Abrizio, is just stunned. My heavens, you made him fall to his face! This is absurd! We've never seen Brutus get this defeated! And you see one of the deckhands from the Silver Scales walk over, and he's a full orc, much bigger than Brutus. And he's going to stand over him. Stand! And Brutus is going to slowly stand. And he's going to rip off the patch that he was wearing on his jacket. You've now been demoted. You are no longer a deck officer or a deck captain. You're pathetic. I don't want to see you on the ship. And he kind of snarls at him. And you see Brutus steps back into like over to the other men, and he just kind of stays quiet. Well, Gerard is going to start clapping, and then you see the giant orc is going to bring Gerard the patch, and Gerard's just going to take it and put it into his lap. Thank you very much. Now, well done. You cease to amaze me, my lizard folk friend. You appear on my ship with magic of apparently Lord Hellions himself, and you get away by talking to Marco, and he looks down the line at Marco, who's kind of like rubbing the back of his head, kind of like that anime, like, hey, I didn't mean to, like how Goku does it in a sense. And you see that Gerard looks over at the rest of the bone collectors, and from what I've heard, the town has had quite a reaction to all of you. Now, please, I would like to get to know you all a little bit better. Apparently, I've been recruited to take you somewhere, and I'd like to discuss these arrangements. As he smiles, kind of he's very eager to know you all. You can see he's very interested in all of you, especially Rask, who's made a very good impression already on him.
Well, if you don't mind, we can sit at a clean table, and I'll kind of point away from where Scritch is.
He looks over and says, no, not at all. In fact, I prefer to sit with your friends. As he's going to walk over, he's going to actually, as he approaches the table, with the rest, you see the rest of his men kind of follow him in, and he's going to walk over and he sees you, Scritch, eating. He says, "May I join you? I'm quite hungry."
Sure. I think Scritch is full.
It's in this huge belly as your robe is barely tucked over. Like, you can just see your belly button sticking out.
And Gerard just kind of laughs and says, thank you, my friend. You were quite hospitable, and I will remember this. As he's going to sit down, you see that everyone else behind him is just kind of standing at attention and waiting, is letting him eat. And he doesn't really care that Scritch just went through half of this food and was rolling around and literally eating off of food or he's using other food as plates. And he's just dipping in and enjoying it. And he says, so tell me, Lord Hellion sent you all here, and why did he send you to this town? Or, if I may ask, why did he send you here in general? And he's going to look to all of you as he's enjoying his meal.
Is Rubik at the table, or is he still in the back? I can't remember.
Rubik's standing. He's standing in the bar, but he's not at the table. He's standing in like the doorway to go to the back of the bar.
Bashir would motion over towards Rubik. Yeah, perhaps you would like to speak with our leader.
Gerard looks over at you as you say that. Oh, you're a leader. You have a leader. That's even better. Organized, I see. As he looks over, which one of you is your leader? The lizard folk here?
Bashir's
or the goblin?
Over towards Rubik specifically.
Yeah.
Kind of like point over that way.
Yeah.
Just awkwardly point that way, like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, you see that a lot of you see most of your members point over to you, and some of his men step to the side as everyone's staring at you in the room now, Rubik.
I wave and drink from my other hand.
You're just
I suppose I'll approach all the people that are pointing at me.
It is a pleasure to meet you. You see Gerard is actually going to stand up, and he's going to take off his hat, and he's going to bow to you, Rubik.
Well, there's no need for that. There's no royalty around here.
You do not need to be royal. You can still be honorable and noble, my friend. We are leaders of our times and of our generations. You see, I have a very large crew. In fact, literally, figuratively, most of them are larger than me myself. But the reason they follow me is because of my charisma and my sheer power, my friend. And I'm sure, judging by your stature and just by the way these adventurers follow you, I'm sure there's some similarities of there. He smiles.
Yes, I've been known to be quite suave.
He smiles.
Rask is gonna pipe up here. Actually, he's followed them back to the table and just,
Okay.
Can Brutus? Can Brutus have his rank back?
You wish to say this to Gerard?
Yes.
He looks over at you and he says, I unfortunately no. If you fail in the wheel, you will lose a rank in my group. It is a law. He stands very firm on this and doesn't seem to even blink or nudge. Brutus knew what he was getting into, and unfortunately he accepted this. The other gentleman, I am assuming he already beat, as he looks over at the human whose arm is in a sling and is sitting like at the first guy he beat, the drunk human. He is already the lowest rank he could be in my crew. Unfortunately, there's no patch to rip from his jacket. But if there was, we would have taken it. As is the rules.
What happens if someone beats you?
He smiles. That is a very good question. If someone beats me, they become captain.
No.
Scritch challenges to the wheel.
Rask is like turn 90 degrees, walk to the bar, order a wine, and then go join Free outside.
Outside. You see the captain smiles and he says, "Let's not get too hasty, men. Now you see many people challenge me, but the reward must be equal. Now you are no pirate. You are sorry, not pirate. You are no merchant lord. You do not own a fleet of merchant ships, and you do not own stock or even a guild house. What worth could you give to me?"
Food?
And a lot of his pirates start to laugh. Why do I keep saying pirates? A lot of his guild members seem to laugh, hysterically at this. Enough to where he stops. He says, "My friend, we have plenty of food. In fact, we stop from many ports and we go to many very luxurious cities and villages. We don't need food."
Scritch can give you Skirt's permanent blessing.
Skirt. He thinks for a moment. Who is Skirt?
He's our god.
I'm gonna point to Jack.
He looks over at you, Jack, and you see a lot of the Silver Scale members are looking at you now for confirmation. You both have a god named Skirt. I'm not familiar with this so-called Skirt. What pantheon does the Skirt hail from?
The good kind.
He kind of chuckles. I see. A pantheon such as this is well rewarded. Your Skirt is well announced. Then I will hear you out. So tell me, what does Skirt wish for me to do?
Let me win your ship.
All right. Well, that is a good notion. But now, what would Skirt give to me if I beat you?
Skirt would I don't know. Scritch hasn't talked to him.
You see that he's going as you're talking, he's going to stop you for a moment. May I see your hands?
Why?
Just a rumor. He smiles, and you see all of his teeth kind of lighten up, and his diamond eye actually reflects with different types of glowing light now.
Scritch doesn't think that's a good idea, because Scritch can blow everyone up.
And you see, if I win, I want your hands.
But Scritch wouldn't be able to fight if you take his hands.
You'd still be able to fight, my friend. You've never seen the jaw power of a goblin? Come on now, you must be mistaken. Please accept you could be the captain of this mighty crew. Look at, and they all start laughing and kind of like chuckling behind him. You could have the greatest of the Silver Scales fleet at your disposal. You would have 10 ships at your fleet, Captain Scritch. Only for the bed of your hands? That seems like a very easy offer, and you'd win, wouldn't you, Shirley?
I mean that Scritch does think that's a good idea. Scritch is in.
Scritch, I'm not sure that's the wisest of ideas there.
I mean, like Scritch can win like all this stuff for bow collectors. Can't, and like Scritch just loses hands.
Scritch, we already have passage. We do not need all of this.
And obviously he's amassed this far, and people have challenged him before, Scritch. Think about it.
He's never lost, the orc says as they all start laughing.
I won't stop you, but
The bard is going to lean into. You see, Abrizio is going to lean over. Just to say, my goblin friend, my captain. Some say he invented the very game. You should be very weary. But captain, you see, Abrizio jumps over to it near, like behind his captain. The captain will always win. Says he strums his lute.
Maybe not. Scritch is thinking better of this.
Please, Scritch, what's there to think of? You could be the captain of my fleet, of your fleet. Now, please, let us lower the wheel. Bring out the smaller cone. And you see that some of his men begin to go and walk over and grab the other wheel. And he says, unless you kiss my ring, Scritch, and go back to eating your food. And he's going to hold out his hand.
Just bite and steal them.
Don't give him ideas.
Oh god.
Can I just say, like, as a person, I've never wanted to punch a bard more than with Abrizio.
Abrizio?
Captain always wins. All right.
So just to clarify, what are Scritch's options right now?
Scritch is either to play him in the game, deny him, or he wants you to apologize by kissing his ring and going back and eating your food.
Rubik's just watching in the corner.
Basically, for making a scene and calling him out, he wants to like keep you up to your word. He's like, okay, well, if you're gonna be a big goblin and start saying some stuff, I want you to either be wise to it, or you can kiss my ring and apologize.
Bitch.
Might as well go for it.
Yeah.
His hands.
I'm certain that blood
I
will
don't-
happen if we get rid of his hands.
Well,
I mean,
the problem is there's no way you're gonna remove his hands without blood.
Yeah, that's what.
True. And
Right. Well, I mean, then we just kill that. We either win and take the ship, or he loses. They attempt to chop off his hands, and we kill them all, and we still take the ship.
We're outnumbered,
I
and there's no lava.
It hasn't stopped me before.
I think Scritch wouldn't be very prone to kissing the fingers, so I think Scritch probably just gonna play the game.
Okay. He's waiting for your answer.
Scritch is gonna like start getting up off the table.
Scritch will play.
That a boy.
And as
boy, and he smiles. See, that's not so hard.
he's
Before you
getting-
know it, he'll be in charge of the entire northern fleet of the Silver Scales. As he smiles at you very eagerly. Now let's bring out the smaller cone and get the wheel hooked up. You see, he's going to remove his jacket. And when he does, he rolls up his sleeves, and you see that he's going to start casting spells and such as he's talking to his members. And you even see that another person is actually rolling out a parchment and helping him do certain incantations and spells.
All right then. Okay.
All right.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Emboldening Bond on Jack then.
Oh, the 1d4.
Yeah, so it'll give it to me.
Okay.
Too. And I'll also do Bless as I'm walking over to it.
Bliss
I'll
is
do-
on attacks though.
enlarge reduce, and I'll enlarge him so he's twice as tall as he normally is.
Okay.
That's terrifying.
You all see a very. How tall are you, Scritch, to begin with?
3, 4, 3.
3'3", I think.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, 3
You're a little
3.
bit taller than
Yeah, you're like
Bashir.
half a foot taller than Bashir.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like
You
3
what?
foot.
6'6".
Yeah. You see that the same. They actually enlarge Gerard, and he's now looking like almost like a normal human in a sense, with pointy ears, and he's just going to smile at you, and he says, "Great minds think alike, it seems."
All right.
I'm seeing what that does mechanically. Advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
All right. Hold on 1 second. I might have something. I think I could do enhanced ability, so instead.
Well, I mean, I already can. That I would just be doing. You would just be doing that same thing that I am already giving you,
Oh. Well.
because I'm already giving you advantage on strength checks.
You
I
can, I can cast guidance on you for the first one.
I got a better idea. Gonna be the best idea yet. Just cast Spirit Guardians.
God.
Oh no!
Are you trying to kill him?
Oh,
Is this what's happening now?
I mean,
Yeah.
he can let go and get away from him.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
He
true.
goes.
Yeah.
War just over this game.
I was honestly contemplating whether or not Bashir would shoot at this guy and just get him to drop off from that, but I'm like, no, he wouldn't do
Hey, that's outside interference.
that. Anything goes.
I think that
Between
would
the
actually be
players.
something Scritch would do. Is as he's walking over, he'll like start praying to Skirt and cast Spirit Guardians on himself.
Okay.
And then he'll pick everyone in the tavern except the captain.
Okay.
Oh God.
Let it be known that Rubik did not start this fight. Rubik's been watching from the sidelines quietly. As the plot has unfurled.
You were approving of this fight, though.
As a
Not saying
person,
no.
as a person, but I'm just watching you. You're all your own people. I don't.
Thanks, Dan.
As in, you would encourage, you will praise him for this afterwards.
Why don't you hit him with your glaive? That seemed to stop me.
I didn't hit him with my glaive. What?
Oh, you hit me with your glaive.
Yes.
That just stops him from moving away. He'd still be able to.
I mean, if we lose, we go over. We just cut Skirt's, or we cut his hand and just see what happens.
Let me get out of there first.
Yeah.
As a player, I'm all for
Can
this.
Rask get his bottle of wine and like go drag Marco over?
Yeah, you can go and try to do that. But we will actually end there for tonight.
All right.
Oh God.
I want to leave off on a good cliffhanger for you guys, so you guys can have some stuff to discuss over the week, and definitely think about what's been going on. And there's obviously a lot to go on and talk about, so I'm sure you guys want to get that done. But thanks everybody for listening. We greatly appreciate it. I hope you all really enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to me. I always love hearing people's feedback and things I can work on, or anything that we can make the game better, or the experience. So. Thanks again, and thanks for listening in and helping out Kuuretsu and Carnes with their channels. They appreciate the viewers, and the players appreciate the listeners. So thanks again, guys, and have a good night.
What is
Oh right.
little...
We're gonna do the vote.
Oh yeah.
Sick. You have your first. Oh, that's great, Mr.
Yeah.
Jonesy. I hope you enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you guys want to do your vote, we vote for first place and second place. Basically, what I do is it's basically a vote on who does the best in your eyes of role playing, who made you laugh the most, who you just enjoyed overall as the most experience of a character. We have 6 players, wonderful players that do a fantastic job of role playing each of their characters. So please give them the time of day, and all I ask is that you vote for them, because they work very hard and doing a very good job. So they move the story along and give us the entertainment we all enjoy laughing and having a good old time. So send your votes in and let me know, and we will reward the experience. That is the extra gain. If you vote, they get extra experience.
Mr. Jonesy, let us know how that first D&D session goes.
Oh yeah, the wrong
Yeah,
person.
do tell us.
I
Yeah, if you want
Kayla
to pop in
before,
and tell
that's
us
why it,
tomorrow or
like
something.
messed me up.
Well, I know who Jay voted for.
You saw nothing.
Himself.
You guys don't always vote for yourselves?
I have never voted for myself for anything.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
No, you're not.
I've only done that when it's anonymous.
When it's anonymous. Wow. Wow. All right. But please do, if you feel like voting, please do use the commands bang vote and then the ID.
Bang being an exclamation point.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Okay. It's part of me. Yeah. We do D&D every Sunday at 6 p.m. CST or 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
EST.
Yeah,
Okay.
EST.
Yeah. Same time, different time zone. Yeah. I'm bad at time zones.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We're all here to help each other out.
Potato scritch.
Yes, and we have a potato scritch. Doing a bard tiefling. My buddy DMing me and my friend duo campaign. Who's your trade? That will be very interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting if you. It'll be doubly interesting if your paladin decides to be extra racist against tieflings.
That is something that I've always wondered, is how paladins and tieflings somehow wind up on the same party every now and then.
Well, I mean, so tiefling. So it's only.
I get it's like it's an ancestral thing. They're not inherently evil, yada yada.
Why do you think Sorthal's not in the group anymore?
True.
In 5e, paladins are not bound to be lawful good. They're just bound to be lawful, right?
Correct.
Yeah. But in like older editions, yes, they were locked into a specific one.
Yes, that's correct.
And that probably carried over into why they were super racist against them. But yes.
There are Oathbreaker paladins, but you can be an evil Oathbreaker also.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, gonna close the vote. Everyone's good with that?
Yeah.
Yep, I got all the players' votes.
No votes for tonight then.
No worries.
All right.
It's all right. Please do come hang out with us next time as well. We'll pick up next Sunday. If you guys are interested, we also do Pathfinder on Thursdays. Not with this group, but with a different group of mine. Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Oh no, yeah, like don't worry about voting for like watching it all. It's just how you enjoyed what you saw. Don't worry about it. You're more than welcome to come back and tell us next time. We're like, you can start picking favorites.
And you can vote no matter how much you've watched. It's not if you've watched like if you watch 5 minutes and you think this
who you liked in the
good,
5 minutes.
it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Just if you are also unfamiliar with our players, or not players, but like our characters, you can always find out more about them whenever I'm streaming, because the command will actually work then. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid someone.
I will also announce the winners, and the second place we have a tie for first place, which is going to be Scritch and Rask. So congratulations to you guys. Well done.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then second place, actually, not too far from behind from last week, is Jack again, who's taking another top place again.
Oh snap!
Nice.
All right. I'll reward experience later after we go and raid whoever.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go raid. Actually, one of my friends is playing D&D, so we're gonna go raid the Captain's Log. He's a musician person that I hang out with sometimes, but he's playing D&D tonight, and he I don't know who he's playing with, but this is the first time that I've seen him do it.
Oh.
Let's go say hi.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
I will end my stream.
Hopefully
here.
I'll see you guys.
Archive will be
He's down there.
going up tomorrow for anybody who's interested. We do have